4-0. The Homer Center, frankly, a disappointing 2-2.
It's been a bizarre season for the Wildcats, that's for certain. Certainly the Colts didn't surprise me. I knew they had a lot of talent coming back. And typically you have one of those years where you have an off year and you can see the talents there. It all developed very well, so they're off to a good 4-0 start. It's going to be a real challenge for Homer Center tonight.
We welcome you to our ITT pregame show. You'll hear from and see Homer Center Wildcats head coach Greg Page. Also an interview with Sam Schutte of the Northern Cambria Colts about his high-flying ball club. And we also are going to show you a little graphic from the breakdown on the game's final play against West Shamokin that was really, really disappointing. Ward, probably one of the most stinging defeats for Greg Page in his outstanding 16-year career. Number one, it's a shootout. You can't be happy with giving up 50. And then on the game's final play, they somehow gave up a touchdown and lost that football game.
It was one of those weird type games. West Shamokin could do no wrong. You got to give all the credit in the world to Lou Schwartz. He was just outstanding. Pass was a perfect pass, but Homer's coverage was the item in question here.
No question. And the Wildcats gave up 573 yards of offense. They had a good night themselves, 412 yards of offense. But Lou Schwartz, he was a beast for West Shamokin. He rushed for 256 yards or 239 yards on 33 carries. I don't want to give him too much credit. Scoring 5 touchdowns, and he completed 8 of 16 for 256 yards for 2 touchdowns. So he was involved with 400 and over 90 yards of offense and 7 touchdowns. Needless to say, he was our IRMC Player of the Week for the second straight week,
Player
by the
of
way.
the month. Just a terrific performance. The thing you don't want to do is get too caught up in that. The week before they only beat River or United Valley 14-12. So, every week a different story can be scripted here, and I think tonight Homer has a chance to turn the season around. They're still very much in the playoff hunt. I'm not so sure about the conference, but the key, I'm sure, for the Wildcats are the district playoffs. I think that's the big crown that you would like to get to, and in order to do that, you got to have a solid season, and Homer needs to put some wins together.
They'll only take 8 teams this year as opposed to 12, which is a good move from the district. Certainly you'd like to have home field advantage. Northern Cambria is certainly well on their way to earning a home playoff game. The Wildcats have some work to do and some difficult. The way this Heritage Conference season is shaping up, there aren't many lightweights. Even United Valley has been in games, and I think they're going to win. Homer Center looking at Portage at home next week, and then on the road to Cambria Heights before Marion Center, and they're winless. I'm not counting them out, but Marion Center appears to be the first game coming up that might be a little bit on the lighter side.
Yeah, you really don't want to go there either with that, because these teams are getting better. Losing, I think, helps develop a winning attitude. You start realizing where your gaps are and what you got to correct. And these coaches are good enough. They know each other, for one thing, and they know their teams, and they will upgrade and improve the weaknesses they have, which are going to make them all the tougher. That's why I said don't read too much into the week before. See what's going to happen tonight, because anything can go here in this conference.
Tonight is the 47th all-time meeting between the Colts and the Wildcats. Homer Center owns a 27-19 edge. First meeting dates to 1963, a 38-20 Homer Center victory. The pandemic interrupted a long streak where the two teams had met 27 straight seasons prior to 2020. Interestingly enough, neither team has been able to win more than 3 games in a row in the series, and right now Homer Center's winning streak is at 3. So they will have another opportunity to become the first of these two teams to win 4 games in a row against their opponent. So
it'll be a tall order. The Wildcats have got. They scored 50 points, and they, of course, if they lost, but that is not typical of this defense. I'm just stunned to see them at the bottom of the charts there. there in team defense, and that just can't continue. They're way too good to be in that position.
Wildcats last year defeated the Colts. They raced out to a 30-8 first-half lead, only to watch. Actually, I have the wrong info. I didn't transpose it, but last year Homer Center actually trailed 13-12 at the half, and then had to come back and ended up defeating Northern Cambria. Had a big second half, outscoring them 20-0, and ended up winning that game 32-13. As for how these two teams got to where they are tonight, Northern Cambria 4-0, 35-28 victory. Talk about a confidence builder. You beat the defending Heritage Conference champions opening night right here, 35-28. They shut out Marion Center 30-0, won at Purchase Line 33-6, struggled against United Valley, won 20-13, and had to score late to do it. Homer Center, their two wins are against teams with a combined record of 0-8. They defeated United Valley 28-6. Defeated River Valley 34-20. That score really not indicative of how lopsided that game was. They lost at Penns Manor 26-6, and we've already talked about the 56-50 shootout last week against West Shamokin. Northern Cambria certainly had their hands full with United Valley, and that game was played, by the way, the only game of the year for United Valley was played at Blacklick Valley at C. McMullen Memorial Field for their homecoming at Nantiglow, and Peyton Myers scored on a 54-yard touchdown pass late in the game to break the tie. Colts quarterback Owen Boer completed 8 of 16 for 183 yards and 1 touchdown. Northern Cambria did outgain United Valley 328-178. Ward, I am impressed with Booker, their quarterback. He's completed 64% of his passes. They throw a lot of stuff underneath. They've changed their offense from the triple option to more of a read pass option, like a lot of teams, including Homer Center, has gone to. They do run some more traditional sets too, but you're going to see a different offense, but it's worked for them. They've had great balance between the run and pass.
It's always been a shootout up here, a rough ball game, back and forth quite a bit. A lot of offensive talent on both sides of the ball, but again, I think Homer, it's going to, you kind of alluded to it, Mark. It's almost like they started their season last week. They finally got Cole McAnulty back, and he looked like Cole McAnulty, I thought. So hopefully that's a carryover. They can start getting their offense back into some kind of consistency, and the defense maybe will pick up from that. They better.
When our ITT pregame show continues, you're going to hear from both coaches on WCCS and also on Renda Digital TV. By the way, if you're listening and you want to watch tonight's broadcast, it is available on Renda Digital TV. We thank the Northern Cambria School District for their great participation in getting us set up with Ethernet here tonight. It's always one of the big challenges when you're video streaming. You can look for the link for the video stream at WCCSradio.com. That's WCCSradio.com. On the other side of our break, you're going to hear the interview with Sam Schutte in his 6th season at Northern Cambria. He started in 2017. He was an outstanding player here at his alma mater. 30-26, his coaching record. He's 1-4 against Homer Center. Wildcats head coach Greg Page will follow Coach Schutte. He's in his 16th season, all the way back to 2007. Coach Page, the all-time winningest coach at Homer Center, with a 107-64 record, 626 winning percentage, and he's had the better of Northern Cambria through the years with a record of 11-4. Our ITT pregame show continues with both coaches right after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
I'm Jake Slobodnik with this week's trip around the Heritage Conference, driven by Mark Arbuckle Nissan in Indiana. We start things off with our U92 Game of the Week as it features two of the top teams in the Heritage Conference, as Lou Schwartz and his West Shamokin Wolves host Max Hill and the undefeated Penns Manor Comets. Todd Marino has the call on 92.5 FM U92 and U92Radio.com at 6:30. Then two teams in search of their first win of the season do battle at Ernie Widmar Field as the River Valley Panthers welcome the Marion Center Stingers. That game can be heard on Cat Country 106.3 FM at 6:30. In Northern Cambria, the Colts look to stay undefeated as they host the Homer Center Wildcats, who look to rebound after a last-second loss last week to West Shamokin. Mark Burdick and Ward Hilliard have the call on WCCS and video streaming on Renda Digital TV, presented by the Grayson Coral Sportsman's Club at 6:30. In other Heritage Conference action, 2 Cambria County teams welcome Indiana County opponents to their respective fields. In one game, Portage takes on United Valley. In the other, Cambria Heights takes on Purchase Line. Both games will kick off at 7 o'clock. That's this week's trip around the Heritage Conference, driven to you by Mark Arbuckle Nissan in Indiana. A reminder, you can follow along with all the action on all 4 of Arenda Media stations, websites, and Facebook pages, and be on the lookout tonight for recaps happening after the games. This is Jake Slobodnik. I'll see you next week. Enjoy tonight's slate of games.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members can enjoy a game of pool, or how about shuffleboard? What's your favorite team, including the Wildcats and more? The Grayston Coral Sportsman's also has a shooting range and takes pride hosting kid-friendly events. And be sure to check out the nearby Twin Cities Event Hall for your next special occasion. Proud to sponsor the Wildcats, the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, located off Route 119 on Neal Road in Grayston.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Hi, my name is London, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right, London. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 5 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, an equal opportunity employer.
I like...
Our ITT pregame show from Duffy Doherty Stadium continues on WCCS and Renda Digital TV, and with me is Sam Schutte. Sam, you get ready for a big homecoming matchup tonight against Homer Center, and what a difference a year makes. At this time last year, you were entering Week 5 0-4, and it's the exact opposite. You're undefeated and rolling and have to be very pleased.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really pleased with how the season's been going, but again, we're still trying to stay true to ourselves, stay humble, not put the cart before the horse, and just work hard each game and each week, and just try to improve each week and be there for our team.
You only lost a couple of seniors, and I'm sure the experience last year for your 19 returning lettermen, even though it was a rough season at 2-8, you learn along the way and you grow and you get motivated in the off season, and all of that hard work has paid off.
Yeah, last year was a really big learning curve, and I think it was the experience that our kids didn't have, and partly on my fault. Prior to last year, we had a huge senior class, and it didn't leave a lot of spots available for the underclassmen, so unfortunately they didn't get in a whole lot. So, unfortunately last year we had to just go through the motions and just try to hope for the best and prepare for the worst, and we did. And I think this year they're definitely more confident because of that.
Speaking of learning curves, you threw a new offense at your quarterback, Owen Boer, and the entire offensive unit, a little bit of read pass option, and it's worked out well. I'm really impressed with Boer. Efficiency rating is high. He's completing about 64% of his passes, and you're mixing the run and pass beautifully.
Yeah, it's something that, after the games, it's not something that we really plan. It's just something that happens throughout the course of the game, as far as our balance. And it's one of the things that you really strive for is to be balanced. So you can't, just have a team like last year. We were really run heavy and teams were just loading up on the run, which makes it hard to be successful. So this year we kind of went back to the drawing board, tried to get our guys in situations to be successful. And Owen has really stepped up and matured as a quarterback. His reads are really good, and we're really pleased with that. And, we still have a lot of room to grow, and hopefully we continue to get better each week.
Homer Center Wildcats come in 2-2 off of back-to-back disappointing losses to Penns Manor and then the shootout last week against West Shamokin. I know they're very disappointed to be 2-2, and sometimes when you're playing an opponent that's struggling a little bit and coming off of back-to-back losses, I'm sure you look at it as, wow, we better be ready because they're probably going to be even extra motivated. Is that kind of how you were looking at it?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really recall the last time Homer Center had a losing season, and I don't really anticipate them to have one this year either. And I'm sure that's been eating away at them all week and all last 2 weeks actually. So I don't think there's going to be any down in their play this week. I think they're going to come out and they're going to really want to make a statement game against the Colts here. So we got to be ready for that, and I've been preaching that all week.
When you look at Homer Center, what are you seeing?
It's typical Homer Center. They're a big upfront team with a lot of playmaking ability. They're well coached, they're disciplined, and they're going to make you earn everything you get, and they're going to make you give everything you have to stop them. So, they weren't projected to win the conference for nothing. They're just a very well-rounded team, and they're a well-coached team, and they always are, and they're very good at what they do.
What would be keys tonight, Sam?
We got to stop big plays. If we can stop their run, first and foremost, I think they have a really great running game. They have a really tough-nosed running back and complementing with their quarterback. If we can stop their run game or at least slow their run game, and we will have to be able to convert third downs, which is something I think we struggled to do the last 2 weeks.
Sam, thanks for doing this. Should be a fun night of football at Duffy Doherty Stadium. Looking forward to calling it. Best wishes, not only tonight, but the rest of the way as well.
Thank you.
Head coach Sam Schutte of the Northern Cambria Colts on homecoming at Northern Cambria. We're going to come back and visit with Homer Center Wildcat head coach Greg Page when the ITT pregame show continues right after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
I liked the one with the stained glass ship in the front door. You liked the one with the 2-car garage. But then we found it, the one. It had a porch swing, a yard for our dog, a room for your office. Sure, it was 95 years old, but when we met with Amy at S&T Bank, she mentioned they had been around for over 115 years, and that made me feel better. Because even if we won't be here in 115 years, maybe our grandkids will be.
I'm Shannon Lipniskis. Hutton Blues Insurance of Indiana is proud to support high school football.
I'm Jay Blues. You can't beat football season, and when it comes to your insurance needs, you won't beat the service we provide at Hutton Blues Insurance.
Our family business has served Indiana and the surrounding counties for more than 3 decades.
Once you do business with Hutton Blues Insurance, we'll make you a customer for life.
So best of luck, area teams, from your friends at Hutton Blues Insurance in Indiana.
Looking for fun for the entire family? White Township Recreation is now the hub for all of your youth and adult recreation programming. Programming is now open online for registration. White Township Rec offers anything from art classes to gymnastics to bowling to boxing, fitness classes, and much, much more. For more information on public skating, including birthday parties and recreation programs, please visit whitetownshiprec.org. That's whitetownshiprec.org. See you at Public Skate, S&T Bank Arena.
Recently voted Best Landscaping Company in Indiana County, Johnston Nursery Landscaping has been serving the area since 2002 in all phases of landscaping. J&L's primary focus is year-round property maintenance, driveway seal coating, excavation, and wholesale and retail Christmas tree sales. Let J&L take away the hassle of fall leaf cleanup and also help with those fall landscaping projects. It's a great time of year to work on those beautiful home projects. Check them out on Facebook, Johnston Nursery Landscape.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, two great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
This is State Senator Joe Pittman, wishing all of our student athletes and their families every success. Friday Night Lights are always exciting, and I recognize how important it is for students to be involved in activities, whether it be in athletics or the performing arts. I salute not only all of our students, but also all who guide them, on and off the gridiron, and I wish all of our hometown teams the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to our ITT pregame show here on WCCS and Renda Digital TV. We have head coach Greg Page joining us, brought to you by Walbeck Insurance in Homer City. You can visit Walbeck Insurance online at walbeckinsurance.com or give Rob and his team a call at 724-479-9378. Coach, not where you were hoping to be after 4 weeks of the season, coming off of back-to-back losses for the first time in a while, a gut-wrenching 56-50 loss to West Shamokin on a 51-yard pass play with no time on the clock. One of the more popular questions that I've had over the past 7 days, what happened on the misalignment defensively? So I'll let you answer that in detail.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. If you had it back, like we, deal with in a lot of things with our lives, you'd do it differently because of how the outcome went. We had a timeout. I thought we had some things structured there, but basically it came down to we let one of their better athletes get down the field on us, and it wasn't adequate coverage from a couple different perspectives. So it's not the kind of thing you're thinking overtime, and it's not the kind of thing obviously you want to have happen on the last play of a game in regulation, but it did. We have to learn from it. It was one of many what ifs that you run through your mind after the game ends, especially Friday night and Saturday. But hopefully that's behind us. We can't allow those things to happen again, but I think we certainly would have it corrected.
The only other thought I'll make on last week's game, because, again, it was something that I was hit with over the past week, was why did they put more time on the clock? But watching our video on Renda Digital TV, watching the game, we had the running clock added last week as a new feature, which is great. And I think the officials, quite frankly, made the absolute right call.
I accepted their explanation. They did come over. It was good of them. When I saw the play happening live, I was down a little bit and looking, over to my right a little as the kid was heading towards out of bounds and our kid started to engage him. I thought our clock operator ran it further than he should have. So I had no problem with that. And looking at it on the huddle tape and then the Renda broadcast as well, it looked like he got carried down and was taken down out of bounds. Sometimes when you're near the out of bounds line, your momentum is stopped, and they'll blow the whistle there because you're not technically out of bounds. But I accepted the explanation. I have no problem with that call.
Coach, before we talk about Northern Cambria, sometimes games are easy to move on from, win or lose. This one had to be very difficult. How did your players respond?
Well, we have good kids. I'm sure they're not expecting to be 2-2 right now from a lot of outside influences. I'm never sure going into a season because you just don't know. I mean, we've had little issues here and there with injuries. Those are excuses, but I felt like they moved on pretty well. We have good kids. I mean, they're, you always want them to be a little tougher, a little harder, that sort of thing. But they respond to us, and that's the key thing. Certainly, the last 2 weeks have not been favorable for us, but all you can do, especially when you're trying to impress upon kids, is move forward, have a good attitude. Let's work harder. Let's make adjustments. Let's get better.
Well, here we are tonight at Northern Cambria, and they provide another huge test. Certainly not an easy night in the Heritage Conference this year, and you go from Penns Manor and a good West Shamokin team to right in the fire again at a tough place to play here at Duffy Doherty Stadium.
Absolutely. Every time you go up there, it's a tough place. They're rolling. They're 4-0. They have athletes. I think they have energy. Anytime you win, you get energy. You have energy behind you. And I like a lot of the things they're doing. I really have a lot of respect for them and what Sam Schutte has done. So we have to be at the top of our game.
Last year, I remember talking about their defense. It's a little bit chaotic in their approach with 3 down and 5 backers, and they come at you in waves.
They do. And with the athletes they have, I think it's a good choice for them. They're not overly big up front. Their nose guard is big. They have 2 tough athletic defensive tackles. And then they have 5 linebackers that can play the game. Not to discount their secondary, too. There's good athletes there as well. The Myers kid's one of their better athletes, and he's a corner. So it is. We're talking about, hey, we know where the play's going. We got to get off the football. We're the bigger team up front. Let's be more physical.
Offensively, Owen Boer's done a good job. He's completed 64% of his passes for 502 yards, and they have a nice balance between their run and pass game, and they've changed things up, run a little bit of RPO themselves.
They have, yeah. I like what they're doing. It looks a little familiar at times from what we do. Like I said, they're athletic. The quarterback does a nice job. He can run hard, and he throws a nice, good pass. It's a bullet pass. He gets rid of the ball quickly. It's certainly a challenge when you have to cover the whole field again.
Finally, how big would it be for your team's psyche to come away with a win tonight as we reach the midway point of the season?
I told our kids, and I don't worry about putting pressure on them. I said this is a huge challenge and opportunity for us. The way the last couple weeks have gone, for us to go up to a 4-0 team at their field, which is always a tough place to play. I don't know that I've been this excited since the beginning of the season started, and I hope they have that same energy.
Coach, thanks for doing this. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you on the postgame show.
Thank you guys very much.
Head coach Greg Page is always brought to you by Walbeck Insurance in Homer City. Thank you, Rob Walbeck. Our ITT pregame show will continue from Duffy Doherty Stadium at Northern Cambria right here on the Renda Media Wildcat Football Network.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
Luxembourg's Jewelers, a proud supporter of all the area athletes, would like to wish the best of luck to all the Heritage Conference schools and, of course, the Indiana Little Indians this season. With 2 convenient locations, Luxembourg's Jewelers is the winning choice for gifts of any occasion. Show your school pride with gifts ranging from beautifully logoed coffee mugs, keychains, money clips, water bottles, and more. From the Indiana Mall to downtown Indiana, Hip, Jeff, and the Luxembourg's team wishes everyone an MVP season. Luxembourg's Jewelers is Indiana's jeweler.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would also like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
Stadium lights are going out. The bleachers are empty. The reason? No officials. When fans are disrespectful to the calls on the field and those who make them, it is a hard position to fill. Show your support for your PIAA officials by demonstrating respect. Let's all work together so the game is great for everyone.
Show and to our S&T Bank broadcast booth. Relationship banking, one customer at a time. Ward, the 106 combined points scored last week in the 56-50 loss to West Shamokin broke the previous all-time record of 105 combined points, which occurred not that long ago, October 16th of 2020, in a 57-48 victory over Purchase Line at Memorial Field. The 106 points was also more than the Cats and Wolves scored in a basketball game last year, and more points than 14 Homer Center varsity basketball games last year. So how about that stat? But the most talked about play, of course, was the last play. I know you got it all week long, too, and I did. What happened? We want to show you on the video side. We can't show you on radio, but if John pulls up, there's Homer Center's defense as they were getting ready to defend that last-second play that ended up with a 51-yard touchdown pass. And you see four linemen and Michael Krajosik on the far side of the field, I think with pressing coverage against Dylan Wolf, who eventually caught the pass, two linebackers, and then there's actually in the far left corner another defender. So you basically have 8 or 9 guys within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped. The very next day, I'm watching Notre Dame against Cal. And if John on the digital TV side flips to that screen, you're going to see that Cal was in a similar situation. They were down by 7 with 5 seconds left in the game. And I think this is what everybody was expecting at Homer Center, but there was just some miscommunication, which with high school kids does happen. But you see Notre Dame at the goal line, they had 3 defenders, and at the 5-yard line, they had 4 defenders. So they had 7 defenders back near the goal line, and about 30 yards in between only 4 down linemen. If you can score on that defense, good luck to you. And Homer Center, I know they'd like to have it back. As Coach said, you don't get it back, you just live and learn. And I'm sure they will, in the future, defend that much better. So for the fans that ask about it repeatedly, that is basically what happened.
Yeah, that's not much else you could say. Keep in mind that there's not a lot of practice time that you can set up against a specific situation like that. Now, it's common sense that a lot of people think that, well, you got to have everybody back and do everything. But, hey, sometimes in the heat of the moment, coaches got an idea of something, and that's what they go with. And, it's happened, it's over, it's past, and they've learned from it.
And you had a timeout. You only have 60 seconds to try to teach that in that moment, and that's just a lot to ask. And it Swartz threw a perfect ball too.
It was perfect pass.
When our ITT pregame show continues, you're going to get the starting lineups on video thanks to Joe Succiarelli, Homer Center starting center, Chris Garitano, the outstanding faculty member, comm media department at Homer Center. They put it together on request, the Homer Center lineup. They're going to introduce themselves. We'll have you do the Northern Cambria starters when we return. So a lot to come on our ITT pregame show as we count it down toward kickoff on a homecoming night, and a beautiful one at that, at Duffy Doherty Stadium. You're listening to the Wildcats and the Colts on the Renda Media Football Network.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Grayston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
Doherty Stadium homecoming night. The Colts undefeated at 4-0, and Homer Center looking to bounce back after back-to-back losses, which hasn't happened very often under Coach Page. Let's get to the Maine's Chiropractic starting lineups. Ward, I'm going to have you on WCCS and on Renda Digital TV go through the Northern Cambria starting offense, which averages, like Homer Center, exactly 29.5 points per game. They average 212 yards rushing a game, 131 yards passing, 343 total offense per game. They're a +6 in the turnover ratio. That due largely to 11 interceptions on the defensive side. And then when we do Homer Center, the players are going to introduce themselves, both on WCCS and Renda Digital TV. What about the Colts?
Well, for Northern Cambria, Xander Delonsky will be the left end. He's a senior, 6 foot 167. Left tackle, Austin Amsdell. Sophomore, 5'9", 190. Left guard, Gavin Rezick. He's a senior, 5'10", 220. Dawson Schutte is the center. He's a sophomore, 6'1", 255. Isaac Wagner, the right guard, a senior, 6'1", 255. The right tackle is Nate Offner, junior, 6'1", 200 pounds. And Ty Dum is the tight end. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 145. In the backfield, Owen Booker. Booker is the quarterback. He's a senior, 5'9", 190. Colton Peronish, one of the running backs, a senior, 6 foot 185. And Jack Sharidi is the other running back, a junior at 5'7", 165.
All right, starting lineups for the Colts. And now Homer Center, we will give it to you in a different way. Their offense also averaging 29.5 points a game, 232 yards rushing, only 39 yards passing, although that got better last week. Cole McAnulty much better. 271 yards per game. Homer Center in the giveaway takeaway department, a +2. They have 6 takeaways. They've committed 4 turnovers. And the players will introduce themselves here on WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM, and on video produced by Chris Garatano in the Comm Media Department, and I understand from Chris, a text I received here in our S&T Bank broadcast booth, that starting center Joe Succiarelli had a lot to do with this production. So on the Run to Digital TV side, we'll take a look, and here we go with the Homer Center starting offense.
I'm quarterback Cole McAnulty. I'm a senior, 5'11", 200 pounds. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team is the Steelers.
My name is Riley Clevenger. I'm a senior. I am 5'10", 180 pounds. My favorite college team is the Oregon Ducks. My favorite NFL player was Calvin Johnson.
I'm a wide receiver, Casey Harper. I'm a senior. I'm 5'8", 162 pounds. My favorite college team is UCF. My favorite pro team is the Eagles, and my favorite NFL player is Jalen Ramsey.
Hello, I'm Mike Jessic. I'm a wide receiver. I'm a senior. I'm 5'9", 180 pounds. My favorite college team is Notre Dame. My favorite NFL team is the Steelers.
I'm Braden Dunn, running back and receiver. I'm a sophomore, 5'9", 161. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite pro team is the New York Giants, and my favorite NFL player is Saquon Barkley.
Senior Mason Bell. I'm tight end. I'm 6'3", 225. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team is the Steelers, and my favorite NFL player is George Pickens.
I'm Landon Hill. I play running back. I'm a junior, 6'1", 220 pounds. My favorite college team is Notre Dame, and my favorite NFL player is Ray Lewis.
Hi, my name's Isaiah Benz. I'm a senior left tackle, 6'5", 282. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team is the Ravens. My favorite player is Rodney Harrison.
I'm Romy Dokos. I play left guard. I'm a senior. I'm 5'10", weigh 210 pounds. Wildcat country, let's ride.
I'm center Joe Succiarelli, 6 foot, 203 pounds. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team is the 49ers. My favorite NFL player is Nick Bosa.
I'm right guard Van Tagliati. I'm a senior, 5'11", 240. My favorite team is Pittsburgh Steelers.
6'1", 237. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team are the Pittsburgh Steelers. My favorite player is Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Players.
Yeah, they're getting better at it. They're going to be pushing me out of here pretty soon. That'll be all easy enough. But yeah, I saw the coin toss, Mark. Northern Cambria won, but I didn't see any indication of what they decided to do. So I guess we'll find that out.
We will find out momentarily. A lot can happen to kids after hours, and not just on the gridiron. Fevers, falls, bumps, and bruises. If your child or teen needs care and your doctor's office is closed, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge is open weekdays and weekends from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Since 2009, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, Old Route 22 in Blairsville. Get in, get out, get better. A part of the IRMC family. Better health, better life. Hey, we want to wish Dennis Mester well. A little under the weather today. We do appreciate Jim McLaughlin, who has worked with us in the past at Mansion Park. He usually takes all of the plum assignments, but we have him here tonight in Northern Cambria. Thanks, Jim, for helping us out. And Ward, Jerry Rossai, unavailable. You know, he of Fox News fame, as you saw.
Ah, geez.
Makes Fox National News. How about that?
Amazing.
Incredible.
Just amazing.
Jerry not with us tonight. Jerry, we look forward, and trust me, Ward really looks forward to your return next week.
Guess who's keeping the stats?
That's the ITT pregame show. Stay with us for the start of tonight's game. On the other side of this break, we're going to come back with the opening kickoff from Duffy Doherty Stadium. It's the Colts and the Wildcats as we reach the midway point of the season on the Renda Football Media Network.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
They deferred will kick off to Homer Center. Sleppy Chiropractic Family Wellness would like to take the opportunity to welcome Dr. Evan Ludwig to their family. Dr. Ludwig is a graduate of Northern Cambria High School and a 2021 graduate of New York Chiropractic College. Sleppy Chiropractic offers services in chiropractic care, sports injuries, disc injuries, orthotic casting, decompression, robotic cold laser therapy, and a complete line of nutritional products. Get yourself and your young athlete checked today. To schedule an appointment, call 724-357-9030 or visit their website at sleppy.net. That's SLEPPY.net. Proud supporter of Heritage Conference Athletics. Ward, I want to give a quick shout out. I just got a text from my cousin Ed Supko. He was a prolific quarterback back in the day, as he would tell me at least.
Well, he was pretty good in his day, yeah.
Yes, he was. And his brother Rick going way back. Jerry Supko was a good receiver. We're ready to go, Northern Cambria, to kick off. Trey Pershing. And the kick, short end over end, bounces at the 25. It's picked up on a couple of hops at the 16 by Michael Krajosic. Stutter steps to the 30, to the 35, in the loose at the 40. Heads far sideline 50. Northern Cambria 45, where he's tripped up across the way on that kick coverage team by Ty Dumm. And Homer Center will have great field position. Return of 34, 39 or so yards for Krajosic.
Nice job by Michael. He dodged the first wave and then just took off up the side. And, you know, when it's a foot race, he typically is going to win it. Nice shoestring tackle. Saved probably the touchdown, Mark.
44-yard return officially.
I was going to double check here. I'm trying to do that. I'm not going to be real good at that, but we'll try to take care of the other stuff here.
So here comes Homer Center's offense. Good to have a starting quarterback 2 weeks in a row. Cole McAnulty feeling better, and he played so much better last week, dealing with concussion situation. Backup quarterback Angelo Alexander still on the shelf. Wildcats come out, if you're watching it, with twins to the bottom of your screen. They have a man up top, H back to the right, and the give to Landon Hill comes near side with running room to the 40, to the 35, knife down at the 34, maybe even the 33-yard line. For the Colts, Ben Janosko on the tackle. Janosko, Ward, one of 4 Colts with 2 interceptions apiece. They have 11 INTs in their first 4 games. Ty Dumm, the safety, Janosko, a linebacker, cornerback Caleb Dolney, and cornerback Peyton Myers, all with 2 INTs each.
Might have something to do with the fact they have 5 linebackers. It might confuse people.
Give to Landon Hill again. This time he's stacked up and pushed back. Going to be a couple of yards shy of the first down. Colton Peronish on the tackle, along with Logan Dumm. Logan Dumm, right tackle. They put it down inside the 33 at the 32-yard line, we'll call it. Wide side of the field toward the Wildcat bench. Our Renda Digital stream presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club in the Twin Cities Event Hall. H back left is Mason Bell. Sidecar to the right of Cole, and he tucks it on the read option, and he's knifed down after a short gain. So now the Wildcats faced with 4th down and 2 to go. Xander Delonsky on that tackle for the Colts. Colts defense allowing only 186 yards per game, 146 yards rushing, just 40 yards passing. And I mentioned that turnover ratio, they're a +6. Wildcats with a receiver near side in front of the Colts bench. It's Will Jones. Cole goes under center, turns, hands it off to Dunn, and they're not going to get there. Colts push him back. Wildcats are only able to gain 8 yards on those 4 plays. And the Colts are going to take over on downs. Colton Peronish shot through and made that tackle. One of the outside backers. This defense is very confusing because they play 3 down linemen and 5 linebackers, and they bring pressure from different points.
Yeah, and they just shot gap there. Piranish, nice job of getting a read and meeting Landon Hill in the hole. And if you can't get him into that secondary, you see the result.
So Northern Cambria, with their quarterback, Owen Booker, motion man is Delonsky, and they give it up the middle, and not a lot going on there for Colton Piranish. For Homer Center, Landon Hill.
Down by number 8, Landon Hill. Maybe a loss on a play of a yard.
Loses a yard, back to the 31-yard line. Owen Booker, the senior, 5'9", 190. They graduated just 2 seniors a year ago, so that experience, even though they struggled through a 2-8 season, paying off this year. And Booer's been very efficient, 40 of 63 for 64%. They'll throw a lot of bubble screens and short stuff. And the give to Piranish again on the tackle for the Homer Center Wildcats, Vinny Taglietti.
On the stop this time for
so the Colts now will be faced with 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. Ward, I want to point out, Landon Hill last week was involved in a whole bunch of tackles. I thought I had it marked on my sheet. I'll double check. Mason Bell also in on a lot of tackles. Booker rolling to his right. Throws off his back foot. It's a floater, and it's incomplete into the Homer Center bench. So the Wildcats, good defense, force a 3 and out.
And good pressure from the edge there. I'm not sure who got in there. Might have been. We didn't mention the change, but they put kind of fun.
Braden Dunn?
Braden Dunn, I'm sorry.
Braden Dunn.
He put him on the outside, and he got a little pressure on him, and Booker lucky to get that off.
The punter is Ben Janosko. He's punted 9 times for a 29.3 average. Long snapper is Owen Booker. Snap a bit high, put down, and the kick is up. Short floating kick. Krajosic is going to allow it to bounce, and it takes a Northern Cambria roll, and will roll dead at the 33-yard line. We'll pause for 30 seconds. Coming back with the Homer Center possession, 8:40 to play on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night in the first quarter. Back after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
When your vehicle needs tended to, take it to Baroni's Auto Care. Baroni's Auto Care inspects, does minor repairs including brakes and exhausts, as well as oil changes and tune-ups. And if you're looking for tires, Baroni's Auto Care sells all brands. Baroni's Auto Care is currently accepting new customers. So when your vehicle needs inspected or repaired, take it to Baroni's Auto Care right off Route 56. Look for the sign in Brush Valley.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Their own 32-yard line.
Wildcats 1st and 10 at their own 33. They give it to Landon Hill. Landon breaks one tackle out over the 35 to about the 37-yard line for about 4 yards. On the tackle, Dylan Weaver and Janosko on the stop for the Northern Cambria Colts.
Number 78, Dawson Shooty was in there. Gain of 4, 2nd down, and a long 6 for the
Gain of about 4, wide side of the field, if you're watching it, toward the Wildcat bench up top.
offensive line needs to find a way to brush block the defensive linemen and get to the linebackers to give Landon Hill that gap he needs. And that's just a product of continuing to beat on this defense.
H-back left is Mason Hill. Empty set. They give on a jet. No, they don't. They fake it to Clevenger, and Cole McAnulty into the secondary. 50-40. It's a foot race down the right sideline to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. He's going to take it the distance. 63 yards, Cole McAnulty. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season, and 3rd in as many weeks. And the Wildcats jump out in front, 6-0. Cole McAnulty certainly coming to life, coming back off of that injury.
Nice job of fake. He had us faked out on the jet sweep, and then just took off through the right tackle. I mean, he was untouched. Just a nice sprint. And, you know, as I said last week, Cole's a lot faster than folks give him credit for. And he showed it there.
To attempt the extra point out of the hold of Riley Clevenger, Dan Jones, the long snapper. Michael Krajosic is 12 of 14 this year. And the snap is good. It's put down by Riley, and the kick is up, and the kick is through the gold uprights. It is good. Wildcats strike in 2 plays. They drive 67 yards. It's 7-0 Homer Center over the undefeated Colts, coming back with the Homer Center kickoff after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Greyston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
This is your state representative.
That's hard to believe.
That was a good bunch he was with. Jimmy Plouch and company. That was a real good bunch.
Aiden Bakina, end-over-end kick, taken at the 11-yard line. And here come the Colts with the football, and through an opening with Northern Cambria. Peyton Myers toward the Northern Cambria sideline, where Mason Bell forced him out of bounds, but a good return of 30 yards, make it 31 yards.
Mason Bell takes him out of bounds. So Northern Cambria's going to have to...
Yeah, Homer's just struggled with kicking off and their kickoff coverages. And
that was a good kick, too.
That was an excellent kick. One missed tackle there, and that let the Northern Cambria Colts upfield. They're on the 42. Pretty good field position.
Empty set. They have trips to the right, Dubs near side, and taking the direct snap. Boer throws underneath to Myers, and Myers trying to break a tackle, and he lunges into Homer Center territory to the 49-yard line, where he will gain 8 or 9 yards on the tackle. It was Will Jones who's getting more and more playing time as this season progresses.
Again, these are patterns I always think teams should run. A simple square out, easy to throw, and a safe pass, and they got 9 yards. Good job.
Into Homer Center territory just like that, and again an empty set. Boer loads up. He's going to throw deep downfield, and it's intended for Myers, and it's caught by Myers. What a catch at the 12-yard line. And that play is going to set them up in the red zone. Well thrown ball by Boer. He has not thrown deep a lot in the video that I have watched, but a diving attempt by Myers. Will Jones on the coverage along with Braden Dunn from the 49 to the 12, or 13 is where they put it down. 36-yard pass play.
Yeah, well thrown, well caught. I mean, Myers had to reach and go for that.
And to give near side, running with the football is Xander Delonsky. And Delonsky at about the 6-yard line will pick up 7. Will Jones on the tackle for the Homer Center Wildcats.
Will Jones on the tackle, and he's assisted by
Little jet sweep action on that play.
But it's going to be a pickup of about 7 yards, bringing up 2nd down and 3.
So we'll peer out of our S&T Bank broadcast booth at Duffy Doherty Field. Empty set again. Owen Bucher puts Delonsky in motion, fakes it, and he keeps the ball, and Romy Dokos tackles him after a 1-yard gain at the 5-yard line. So they'll be short of that lead chain. It will be 3rd down and a couple. Let's see where they put the football down. At the 5-yard line, they need to get to the 3, so it's 3rd down and a long 2. Ball may be outside the 5 as we look on our video monitor in the booth. Sidecars left and right. They give it to Peronish up the middle. Peronish a yard to the 4, but he's going to be shy of the 1st down on the tackle. Bell and also Aiden Bikina.
Nice job of clogging that up by the Wildcats there. Colts trying misdirection and using the fakes off of that and then trying to go up the middle. Big play here.
Mason Bell last week had a monster game. He was in on 21 tackles, 8 solo, and 13 assisted. 4th down and a long 1. Sidecar to the left of Bucher is Colton Peronish, who's rushed for just shy of 300 yards entering. And we have a flag. And did Homer Center line up offside or a procedure? Yep, illegal procedure on the Colts.
Boy, Mark, I say this every year. Those 5-yard penalties down there are drive killers. Let's see why the Colts respond. Boy, 4th and 1 now. It's 4th and 6.
Ball marked inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. But it changes the play call, you would think. Twins to the right. Ty Dumm, who has 11 receptions to his credit, along with Peyton Myers. He has 12 receptions. And Bucher boots to his left. Looking. Pressure coming. He can't avoid pressure, and down he goes. As flinging him down is Aiden Bikina. And the Wildcats hold off the Colts and will take over at their own 15-yard line. Aiden Bikina with the big sack, and Northern Cambria hurting their cause with the penalty. 5:38 to play in the first quarter. It's Homer Center 7 and the Northern Cambria Colts nothing, and you're listening and watching on the Renda Media Football Network.
This is your state representative, Jim Struzzi, and I'm asking for your vote this November. The last couple of years have been something we could never have imagined, and now we are getting back to normal, and nothing is more normal than Friday night football. I want to wish all our area athletes, band members, cheerleaders, and all who participate the best of luck for a safe, successful, and fun-filled season. These games wouldn't happen without the support of the community, and I will continue to work hard for you and your families in Indiana County. Me and my staff wish you good luck, and I'll be rooting for each and every one of you, and I hope that you'll be rooting for me this November.
Made the tackle for the Northern Cambria Colts. Landon Hill coming into tonight's action. He's been a workhorse. 81 rushes, 490 yards. He's scored 10 touchdowns. Now Cole McAnulty coming back as the starting Q, maybe takes a little bit of pressure and opens up that offense a little bit more. H-back to the left is Bell. And they fake the pitch to Hill, and Cole's going to keep it. Dances and gets over the 25 to about the 26-yard line for 4 yards on that carry. So it'll set up 3rd down and about 4. Cody Dumm on the tackle from his inside linebacker position, a 5'9", 180-pound senior. Inside of 5 minutes, 4:40 clock moving here at Duffy Doherty Field on a beautiful fall homecoming night. It's 7-0 Homer Center thanks to Cole McAnulty's 63-yard touchdown run. Sidecar to the right is Landon Hill. Hard count, and they just pulled Northern Cambria offside, and that will give Homer Center a 1st down, unless they were induced.
We shall see. I believe they jumped on the hard count, though, Mark. Let's see. Homer's done this in the past.
Word, one note I wanted to mention on the pregame show, last week's arena football loss at home, 56-50. That was the 16th time Homer Center scored 50 or more points. 16 times in their history. Not surprisingly, last week marked the first time that they lost when scoring 50 or more. They're now 15-1.
Again.
And for the record, they're 0-10 when they allow 50 or more through the years, dating back to 1923.
I hope I never have to witness another one of those. Anyway, these penalties are killing the Colts right now.
Give to Hill. Hill has running room, cuts it outside at the 35. Little jump cut. They try stripping the ball. Can't do it. He's going to have 8 yards or so up to the 38 or 39 yard line. Good running by Landon. Tackle made by Ty Dumb, the free safety. They put it down at the 39, so it'll be second down and a long 2.
Nice little cut by Landon, and he gets in that secondary. He's not continuing, though. He seems to be hesitating a little on his moves, his fakes.
Twin receivers near side, Riley Clevenger and Michael Krajosik, who had a big game last week. Not coincidentally with the improved play of Cole McEnall to give to Braden Dunn, and the sophomore smothers. A flag comes in too. So let's see if that's a hold on Homer Center or if they grabbed a face mask. If you're listening to tonight's game and you'd like to watch, just go to WCCSradio.com and look for the link to our video stream on Renda Digital TV. Wildcats back at home next Friday night against Heritage Conference newcomer Portage. Ward, will we bring out the Mr. Ward song next week? We probably will.
I certainly hope you don't, but...
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask.
Oh, wow.
And another penalty on the Colts.
Sorry for the wow, folks, but that's a wow. That's 3 penalties already on the Colts, and they are doing nothing but helping Homer Center.
The Colts for face mask.
15 yards. Don't get too many of those.
Takes the football to the Colt 46-yard line.
Homer Center at 1st and 10 from the Northern Cambria 46-yard line.
Replay monitor thanks to our video producer John Smathers, working behind us in our tiny press box underneath the stairwell.
He's shoved back in there like some medieval hut.
1st and 10 Wildcats. Toss right. Braden Dunn, the sophomore, from one side of the 45 to the other. And he's tripped up on that play by Cody Dunn, and Ben Janosko tripped him up. Janosko, a senior, 6 foot 210.
Second down and 9.
Dunn, also a senior, 5'9", 180. Gain of 2, it'll be second down and 8, just inside the Colt 45-yard line, with Homer Center leading 7-0. Ward, where on earth is our Mistretta meter?
Good question. I think it's in the bag.
I think it's in one of our 82 bags.
In one of the bags. Yeah, we have 4 to bring up here. I'm not that.
We'll tell the fans what a Mistretta meter is. H-back to the right is Mason Bell. And Cole's looking to pass. He's going to throw deep for Krajosik, who's behind his man, and he hauls it in at the 10, 5, and he's out of bounds, they're going to say, at about the 7-yard line. He stepped out of bounds. So a gain of 38 yards on that pass play.
Krajosik comes down with the pass.
Let's see if we get a replay from...
Looks like it's going to be somewhere about the 7-yard line.
John Smathers on our no replay, I'm told, but... we don't need to see it again. It was a beautiful pass.
From the Northern Cambria 7-yard line.
And that running game opening up the passing game, right?
Yeah, sure was.
From the 7 is 1st and goal. Under center's Cole McEnall. He double tights, give to Dunn. Dunn, good hard-nosed running off of right tackle, and he knifes his way down near the 1-yard line where Austin Amsdale finally tackled him.
A couple of Colts in the middle line, including number 74 for the Colts.
Nice hard run. Braden Dunn's going to be an excellent runner. He's not the power runner that Landon Hill is, but he's
got great vision.
The 3-yard line, so it's 2nd and goal from the 3.
Wildcats, Cole McEnall under center, turns, hands it off to Dunn. Dunn runs into a brick wall, but he keeps the legs moving, and he powers his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Wildcats right now have stunned Northern Cambria. The undefeated Colts are down 13-0. Wildcats playing very good football. That long pass aside, and they lead 13-0 with 2:08 remaining.
Again, the penalties have really hurt Northern Cambria. It killed their drive, and then in turn they extended Homer's drives with the 2 that they committed. And that completed pass just gives Cole McEnall all the more confidence.
Riley Clevenger, the holder. Dan Jones, long snapper, good snap. And the kick is up and is no good. It's wide right. He missed it. But the Wildcats drive 80 yards after the Aiden Bikina sack, and they lead Northern Cambria 13-0. IRMC High School Sports Night on WCCS and on Renda Digital TV, presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Teams come up field with 2:08 remaining in the first quarter. 13-0 Wildcats on the Renda Media Football Network.
I liked the one with the stained glass ship in the front door. You liked the one with the 2-car garage. But then we found it, the one. It had a porch swing, a yard for our dog, a room for your office. Sure, it was 95 years old, but when we met with Amy at S&T Bank, she mentioned they had been around for over 115 years, and that made me feel better. Because even if we won't be here in 115 years, maybe our grandkids will be.
Teed up, I should say, as I dig for the Mistretta meter. And the kick is away, and it's taken at the 17-yard line, and Peyton Myers has it. Peyton comes near side, gets a block to the 35, to the 40, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. Another outstanding kickoff return or poor kick coverage, depending on your viewpoint. But Peyton Myers, with good returns, has the Colts set up.
I'll tell you, Coach Page will tell you, that was not good coverage because you got to control the sides, the wings. That's what the runners are doing down there. They keep that play turned into the middle of the field where the support is. There was nobody home there.
So the Colts with the football at their own 46-yard line. And Booker hits Myers. Myers cuts toward the center of the field, has running room, gets a block into the secondary inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. And he's going to gain about 17 yards on that play, depending on the spot on the tackle for Homer Center. It was Jackson Arone.
Casey Harper.
Harper also being announced by the public address announcer here at Duffy Doherty Stadium. 17-yard pass.
Simple out. He made the most of it. Yards after catch.
Booker looking to pass again, slips, throws over the middle. It's a bullet, and he has Myers again, and Myers dragged down by Braden Dunn and also Mason Bell. And that'll be a first down for the Colts to the Wildcat 25-yard line. A gain of 12.
Northern Cambria at the Wildcat 25-yard line.
Booker, very accurate and very comfortable back there, whizzing the ball in there. That was a bullet, too.
Myers, one of his favorite targets, has caught 12 passes for 230 yards, a 19.2 average. He has 4 touchdown receptions. Pistol back, and they hand it to that pistol back, and let's see who has that football. It's Jack Scheretti. It's going to gain about 4 yards on the play. For Homer Center, it was Braden Dunn and also Aiden Bikina.
Also there, Vinny Taglietti.
Gain of 4. Scheretti splits time with Peronish.
The gain of about 4, second down and 6 for the Colts, the ball at the 20.
39 rushes for Scheretti for 192 yards. Sidecar left is Scheretti, and Booker looking to pass, throws out in the flat, has a receiver, Delonsky. Delonsky going to be tackled and forced out of bounds by Riley Clevenger. Forward progress to about the 20-yard line. So it'll be a gain of just 1 yard.
Number 2 on the stop, Riley Clevenger.
Third down and 5. Good job by Riley Clevenger
third down and 5, the ball's
to force him out of bounds.
20.
Coming to you from our S&T Bank broadcast booth, relationship banking, one customer at a time. 27 seconds, clock stopped. Homer Center leading 13-0 here in the first quarter. Now they restart the clock. And we have a whistle from the back judge. And let's see, there will be a conference here with the officials. Third down and 5, ball at the 20. I think they're questioning maybe why they restarted the clock. Our studio engineer tonight, Michael Burdig. Thank you, Michael, for your great work as always. Our video producer in the booth with us, John Smathers. Our spotter, Jim McLaughlin. Thank you, Jim, for subbing last minute for Denny Mester. And Denny, hopefully the Wildcats 13-0 victory. Or not victory, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Lead here in the first quarter. is making you feel better, and they're going to wind the clock and say first quarter over. So
strange.
We will take, yeah, that is strange. It was a good one for Homer Center. When we start the second, Colts going to try to cut into the Wildcats' lead on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night on WCCS and on Renda Digital TV, presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Touchdowns for Braden Dunn and quarterback Cole McAnulty have sprung the Wildcats out to a 13-0 advantage after one on the Renda Media Football Network. No, they had Fetterman.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Hi, my name is London, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right, London. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 5 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Wide side of the field toward the Wildcat sideline. Empty set. Bucher looking. Throws out in the flat, overshoots his intended receiver, Xander Delonsky. On the coverage, Riley Clevenger. Now the Colts faced with a 4th down and 5. And from Northern Cambria's perspective, Ward, they need to make a play if they want to, not that this thing's out of reach if they don't convert this, but they'd like to cut into this lead right now.
Oh, yeah, it's a great field position. They let one slip away, so certainly they don't want to have a second one because Homer's been able to move the ball.
Colton Peronish and Ty Dumb, receivers at the bottom of your screen if you're watching. They have trips up top, pressure coming from Landon Hill, and also forcing him out of bounds for Homer Center is Isaiah Bentz. And the Wildcats will hold and take over early in this second quarter. Isaiah Bentz, they call him Cupcake, and he took the icing and all from Bucher and forced him out of bounds.
Bikina on the push out.
It was, Bentz on the push out. They announced Bikina, but it was Isaiah.
Bentz, yeah, and Landon Hill came clean off the end, and that flushed Booker right away, and he really didn't have a chance to find anybody deep. So a second time, Homer has come up and stopped the Colts deep in their own territory. Let's see if the Wildcats can get out of the hole here.
And that was Landon Hill that really blew up that play. That'll go down as a sack, by the way. And they give it to Hill, and Hill was hit and dropped by Northern Cambria's Austin Amsdale.
Flag come in late, Mark.
Okay, we'll see what that's about as I looked at my roster sheet. And let's see. Going to be holding on Homer Center.
They didn't do that very well. Landon got blasted.
He lost yardage back to the 20. So let's see what the Colts do here. It'll be from the spot of the foul, and they will accept the penalty. So they're going to back it up to the 11-yard line.
So after the penalty, the ball is placed about the 10, a little shy of the 10. So that's going to be.
It's first and 10. It's first to be long one.
So it'll be first.
It's going to be first and goal from the 10-yard line.
Well, it's not first and goal. It's first and 22.
First and 20. Sorry.
Ball at the 11. Cole McAnulty looking to pass. Throws underneath. Has Riley Harper for a good gain of about 10 yards. Casey Harper, I should say, not Riley. On the tackle.
The ball was Casey Harper. He gets back about 9 yards. Going to set up a second.
Caleb Dolney on the tackle for the Northern Cambria Colts. Casey Harper, that's his first reception of the year, this Game 5.
Nice pass. Again, it's something that Cole wasn't doing early in the season. I don't know why, but he really rifled that out there. And here's a deep one, Mark.
Now he's thrown for Clevenger, and it's deflected and intercepted by Peyton Myers, their 12th pick. And he's down the left sideline, the 40, the 30, and Mason Bell forces him out of bounds as Cole McAnally has just thrown his second interception of the season. We'll see if, we're going to get a replay. We'll see if that ball on the video side was deflected, but the Colts are going to be back in business. Take a look, Ward, see what you see. Describe what you see.
Well, he got a lot. It's a double coverage, and the ball was just overthrown. Nice job by Myers. He's a good athlete. Let it return at 20, 25 yards.
Yep. 11-10 to play. Northern Cambria
Colts
at the Homer Center 22-yard line. Trips to the right. They reposition now. Peronish, sidecar to the right of Bucher. 13-0 Homer Center. Give to Peronish off the left side. And he has 2 or 3 yards. Mason Bell on the stop for the Homer Center Wildcats. Gain of 2.
Gain of 2 only. Second down and 8.
Done a pretty good job on Peronish so far. I shouldn't say anything if you're a Homer fan. You want to just keep quiet about that. Again, Wildcats deep in their own territory.
Again, let's see. They come out with twins to the right. Slot receivers, Peyton Myers, very talented. Pistol back is Scheretti, and they hand it to him, and he's through an opening and down to about the 15-yard line. Going to be 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down.
7 on the play.
For Homer Center, Landon Hill on the stop. They put it down right on the paint
Landon Hill
at the 15-yard line. Approaching the 10-minute mark of the first half, it's 13-0 Homer Center. Out over the football is Dawson Schutte, sophomore center at 6'1", 255 pounds. They have an H-back to the right. And Bucher hands it off. No, he's going to keep it. And no, it's dumb with the football. We'll have to get a replay if he pitched it. Mason Bell on the tackle. It's kind of dark on that far side of the field. And let's see.
He got the first down, I think, right at the stick.
Right near that first down marker.
Mason Bell with the push out on the sideline.
We will not have a replay on the video side, but it was definitely
looks like it's going to be
Logan Dumb.
About a foot. That's going to bring up.
They have 3 Dumbs and 3 Schutties on the roster.
Pretty common name up here.
Now, the 3 Dumbs are smart. I have a dummy to my right. It's Ward Hilliard.
Yeah.
That's not nice, Mark.
Don't bother me.
4th and short. We're just having fun. Sidecars left and right, and Bucher hand up. Going to be a flag.
Unreal.
I think we're going to have another penalty on Northern Cambria.
Coach Schutte has got to be beside himself. These penalties are just killing him. This is the 4th time they've been in Homer territory, and they're stalling themselves out with these penalties.
So they back it up. Football now at the 18-yard line.
That's going to make up a 4th down and 6 for Northern Cambria.
Wildcat band across the way.
18-yard line.
The song that was made famous on the trip to the state championship in 2017 when Homer Center played Jeanette for the state title. The only Indiana County team ever to advance to a football state championship. They throw out in the flat. Look out, they ran this play for a touchdown earlier in the season, and they almost did it again, but it's incomplete as it was thrown behind Peyton Myers, and the Wildcats will hold on the coverage Jackson Arone, although if it's on target, it's 6 points.
Incomplete pass.
Kind of a bullet pass out into the right flat, and then Dunn threw it, Ty Dunn, and he threw it a little bit behind Peyton Myers, and the Wildcats hold thanks to the errant toss. Fans, since 2009, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville has been there for you and your family. With convenient access, Urgent Care is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. with seamless access to the main IRMC campus. IRMC in Indiana. Count on IRMC at Chestnut Ridge. Old Route 22 in Blairsville. Enough with the waiting game. Get in, get out, get better at IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville. So the Wildcats will take over. And the give to Landon Hill, and Landon Hill powers his way over the 20 up near the 25-yard line, where he's tackled by Jack Scheretti defensively.
But it's going to be a pickup of about
Scheretti, one of the outside linebackers in this five-backer scheme that they run. They'll give him the 24-yard line. Line of scrimmage was the 18. So a gain of 6. Cole McAnulty under center. Offset I, how about that? And the give to Landon. Comes near side, first down yardage to the 28, to the 30. Stumbles over the 35, forced out of bounds into the Colts bench by Northern Cambria's Cody Dumb.
Peyton Myers, Jackson Shreddy.
So back-to-back carries.
It's about 12 yards on that one.
For Landon.
The Homer Center 39-yard line.
Got out of the hole, however, and now it gives Wildcats a little more playbook to use.
21 yards on 2 plays.
Again, Krajosic is ISO'd out there.
Ball at the 39. Right up to date, Landon Hill. 9 carries, 39 yards.
Great, Landon Hill
again, tackled by Jack Scheretti, this time the outside backer. He'll only gain maybe 2 from one side of the 40 to the other. Landon Hill, a 6'1", 220-pound junior who last year as a sophomore had 853 yards rushing on 153 attempts. Of course, Colin Troop, now graduated, rushed for 1,200 yards, and Hill gets the carry again. Hill lowers the shoulder up to the 45-yard line. On the tackle,
up to the 45-yard line.
It was Cody Dumb once again, inside backer, and the Wildcats with the football inches shy of the 45-yard line. Jack Scheretti also an assist on that play. It's going to be third down and about 4 to go for Homer Center. The 8-minute mark of this first half. The Wildcats leading 13-0.
Interesting there, Mark. Straight eye formation in that last play.
Here's basically an offset eye, and guess what? The Colts have just committed another penalty, and the Northern Cambria coaches, 2 of them turned around and said, "What are we doing?" You can just read the body language.
It's, you don't win games when you keep committing these types of penalties. You're keeping the Wildcat drive alive. They didn't have to run the play to get the first down now. Now they're at midfield, almost the 4-down territory. Ouch.
Ball just inside Colt territory. Give to the deep back Landon. Landon cut back, move at the 47-yard line, and he takes it to the 43. Ty Dumb, the safety, came up to greet him. But the Wildcats' big offensive front, we gave you the starting lineups, or I should say they gave themselves their own starting lineups with the way we do things now. Isaiah Bentz, the left tackle, 6'5", 298-pound senior. You see him if you're watching on the bottom of your screen. Helped open up that play. Offset eye again. Cole under center, and there's a whistle and going to be a timeout called by Northern Cambria. Timeouts brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers. Now's the time to do your holiday shopping at Luxembourg Jewelers in downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. 6:57 to play in the first half on an IRMC High School Sports Night. Score continues to be Homer Center 13 and the Northern Cambria Colts nothing on the Renda Media Football Network.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, 2 great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, 2 great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
I'm Shannon Lutniskus. Hutton Blues Insurance of Indiana is proud to support high school football.
I'm Jay Blues.
You can't beat football season, and when it comes to your insurance needs, you won't beat the service we provide at Hutton Blues Insurance.
Our family business has served Indiana and the surrounding counties for more than 3 decades.
Once you do business with Hutton Blues Insurance, we'll make you a customer for life.
So best of luck, area teams, from your friends at Hutton Blues Insurance in Indiana.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is
some out-of-town scores after this play. After the Northern Cambria timeout, Wildcats come out at the Colt 43. 2nd down and 3, again an offset eye, and the give to Hill. Hill, little jump cut, and backs his way to about the 40-yard line. Going to be very close to another first down, and we have a Colt getting up slowly. That's Colton Peronish. It was Gage Shonsky on the tackle, along with Owen Booker defensively. Enough for a first down, and Peronish has to come out of the game, Ward. He got up slowly. Out-of-town scores, end of 1, River Valley and Marion Center, Zippo apiece. End of 1, Purchase Line 7, Cambria Heights nothing. How about that? It was, let's see, end of 1, United Valley 14, Portage 7.
What?
1st and 10, Homer Center. They feed it to Hill. And until the Colts can stop them, I think the Wildcats will keep feeding their big junior horse. And it is a gain of 3 that time. Jack Scheretti on the tackle for the Northern Cambria Colts, along with Cody Dumm, the inside linebacker, who's been very active tonight.
It's nothing huge, no big splash plays out of these runs, but they're gaining 3-4 yards on a clip, and they're using clock. And if Homer can punch it in, they burn up this half and are up 3 scores.
We're exactly halfway through the second quarter, 13-0 Homer Center. Colts 19 returning lettermen from last year's team after losing just 2 seniors. Riley Clevenger, a receiver to the left boundary. They give it to Hill as a flag flies, and Hill backs his way inside the 35 to the 28-yard line. Did Riley jump early? We'll see Austin Armsdale on the tackle. Amsdale it is, on the tackle, a junior. And we'll see what this tackle, or this penalty, is all about. This officiating crew, I talked to them before the game. They're from the Bedford area. Illegal motion on Homer Center, so that will put the Wildcats in down and distance situation a little bit different. Going to be 2nd down and long. They back it up, let's see, to the...
That's a lot of 5 yards.
Coach Page is visibly upset about that. I don't know if he disagreed with the call or why they had the motion penalty, but anyway... So those 5-yarders are drive killers. I keep saying that.
From the line of scrimmage, the 37, they back it up to the 42. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for this Homer Center offense that came to life last week. Finally, Cole McAnally, when he was cleared the week before, 2 days before that Penn's Manor game, he had a full week of practice and performed a lot better, and he's looking good tonight, coming off of that concussion. I formation, give to Hill. Hill, a little jump cut, but the Colts have this one diagnosed maybe a yard to the 41, and that's about all. Jack Scheretti and also Ben Messina on the tackle for the Northern Cambria Colts. Messina, one of the linebackers, give him a yard to the 41. That's what, 15 carries already for 60 yards for Landon Hill.
Term workhorse would apply right now.
Next week, Homer Center will host the Portage Mustangs. Casey Harper, receiver to the left boundary. Slot receivers, Riley Clevenger. Up top, the speedy Michael Krajosik. They have an H-back to the right in Mason Hill. Protector is Mason Bell. Landon Hill, the protector, and the snap over Cole McAnaldy's head. He loses the ball, and it's picked up on a hop, and Xander Dolonsky's going to take it the distance for a touchdown. And just like that, on a splash play defensively, the Colts are back in it, and it's 13-6. That's a killer for Homer Center because they have played, by and large, a solid first half. And the snap from center Joe Succiarelli. Let's watch it on our replay monitor in the booth here. Yeah, it was wide right and high. Cole went to jump on it, and he just slipped through his fingers, and it was picked up at about the 39-yard line. And Dolonsky takes it 39 yards to the house. With 4:35 remaining, it's 13-6.
Funny game, is it not? The Colts had opportunity after opportunity and kept shooting themselves in the foot. The Wildcats gave them one back.
Attempting the extra point is Trey Pershing. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. out of the hold of Owen Booker. And just like that, this game has flipped. It's momentum on the near side down below us on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School sports night. It's now Wildcats 13, Colts 7 on the defensive fumble recovery of 39 yards. Coming back with a Colts kickoff after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Greyston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would also like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Rib kick, and it's taken by Mason Bell. And Bell, as they try to rip the football out, gets out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Ben Janosko on the kick coverage for the Colts. So if you're a Wildcat supporter listening and watching, the best remedy for that is to go on a drive and score before the end of the half and regain your equilibrium. And if you're a Colts supporter, you want a 3 and out because momentum is now on their side.
It definitely is, and the Wildcats are going to need to get some bigger plays, bigger yardage plays. They were going 3-4 to clip. That's fine. They want to get that score back. They're going to have to get some bigger chunks.
Football at their own 37-yard line. Cole going to go from the gun, and he hands it off to Braden Dunn, who's in there, who slips through a little opening and has 3 tough yards to the 40-yard line. On the tackle for the Colts, Ty Dunn, the free safety, who came up and hit the sophomore. Dunn in limited action, 24 rushes, 128 yards entering the game. Scored his second touchdown to give the Wildcats a 13-0 lead, second touchdown of the season, that is.
Bring up a 2nd down and 6 with the ball at the 40-yard line.
And we haven't seen much directed at Michael Krajosik out there, and he's been one-on-one quite often.
2nd down, 7 to go for Homer Center. Receiver Casey Harper to the left, and they give it to Dunn again, and Dunn flung down defensively. It is Ben Messina, inside backer, that made that tackle. No gain, and the Wildcats now 3rd down and long. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 to go.
Northern Cambria.
Just looking on our replay monitor, Cole McAnulty under center, and I'm not sure if Messina even got blocked.
Bring up a 3rd
Didn't look
down,
like it, did it?
About 6, maybe 7.
Wide side of the field toward the Wildcat bench, and Michael Krajosik for the moment uncovered. And now they yell and say, yeah, it might be a good idea to cover 24. So they said Caleb Dolney out on him. And now Cole going to throw deep down the left sideline for Harper, and it's almost intercepted by Peyton Myers at the 22-yard line, and the Colts got exactly what they wanted.
Number 10 was the interception.
A 3 and out.
Peyton Myers.
And looks like Cole was hit right when he threw the ball, and he was. And he threw deep. Wildcats, 3 receivers well downfield, Ward.
Yeah, they got to look at the underneath. It's someone coming across underneath and get that. They get a 10-yard gain. Maybe you can turn that into a big pickup after the catch.
Krajosik's 19th punt of the season, averaging 30.6.
Number 24 kicking off, Michael Krajosik.
Peyton Myers to return the punt, and the kick is a floating kick, and it hits at the 33. Takes a good Wildcat roll as a flag comes in, or maybe they touched it. I think that might be the issue. Casey Harper. It's going to be Colts ball when we return with 2:52 remaining in the first half on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night. Colts now could take the lead before the half if they could put a lead together. It's 13-7 back after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
At Diamond Medical Supply, we're always on your team. No matter your sport, you can count on our support. With braces, bandages, BioFreeze, and so much more, all to keep you in the game. We're a winning care solution, no matter what you play. Diamond Medical Supply, keeping you healthy this season because we care about care.
You won this year's chili cook-off.
Now rolling to his right, Bucher, and it went through the hands of Peronish, and boy, if there's a white jersey there, that's going the other way, but instead it was Peyton Myers. 2nd down and 3. Bucher, deep drop, pressure coming, rolls to his left, throws underneath, flag coming, and it's dropped. We'll see what the penalty is all about. Braden Dunn, Michael Krajosik on the coverage of Peronish, and we'll see what this laundry on the field is all about.
Well, Landon Hill's been coming hard off of that right side. They didn't hold him, but they did hold in the middle of.
Let's see.
He's looking for a number for Northern Cambria right now.
Holding
against Northern Cambria.
Another penalty against the Colts. Wow.
Yep.
They've had enough in the one half.
You know, at Penn's Manor, we said Homer Center was lucky to be down by whatever it was at halftime. I'd have to go back and look. 6 points, I think it was at the time. And I think you could say the same thing about Northern Cambria tonight. They're fortunate to be down by just 6, and that splash play defensively made it a 6-point game on the fumble recovery for a touchdown. After the penalty, they back it up to the 25-yard line. Bucher flushed, going to keep it to the 25 to the 28, 29-yard line. Vinny Taglietti across the way, along with Mason Bell. As we approach the 2-minute mark, we look at the replay. Word pressure again coming off the edge from Landon Hill. That's the deflected pass completion. And you talked about Hill bringing pressure
on the 30-yard line
all night long, and there was more evidence of that. 1:47, clock moving, 13-6 or 13-7 Homer Center. Empty set. Trips toward the Homer Center sideline. They reposition Jack Scheretti. Twins to the short side. Delansky in motion. They fake the jet. Bucher's going to keep it. Bucher has running room to the 40, 45, 50. Riley Clevenger trying to get the angle on him, and he does, and forces him out of bounds, but not before he gets to the Homer Center 35-yard line for a 35-yard gain. Again, Clevenger with the angle just got a piece of him and knock him out of bounds. We'll look at the replay here. The Wildcats, Javon Jones took the receiver on the jet motion, and Bucher read it beautifully and picked up 35 yards.
Yeah, it's well done. Jones did what he was supposed to take the pitch man, but nobody took the quarterback.
Here's Bucher going to throw out in the flat to Colton Peronish. Takes it on the run, and he's tackled after his short gain. And another flag on the play. And we'll see what the penalty is this time. On the tackle, Casey Harper across the way in front of the Homer Center bench. Clock stopped with 1:19 left here in the first half. Northern Cambria will get the ball to start the second half. So this drive is extra important for Homer Center. Holding on Northern Cambria again.
That Homer rush is really making it difficult on the Colts offensive line, and they're just grabbing guys right now. I saw Landon Hill get grabbed on the one play that they did complete, and they've been grabbing inside interior linemen now. So
back to the 45-yard line.
Where it's going to bring up a first down and about 21.
Colts have 2 timeouts left.
1st and 20 for the Colts. They have a protector, Peronish, deep drop off of the shotgun snap, throwing underneath, closing quickly, limiting the receiver,
by number 10, Ty Dumb,
to a 5-yard gain. Michael Krajosik on the tackle. Dumb, 11 receptions for 182 yards coming into tonight's action, 16.5 per grab. He gained 6 there to the 39. We are inside of a minute, 55 seconds and counting. Homer Center leading 13-7. Sidecar to the right of Booker is Peronish. They have a tight end to the right in Janosko. And they're going to give the football. And let's see who has it. Booker actually kept it, the quarterback. Inside the 35 to the 34, and a timeout called. On the tackle for Homer Center, it was Isaiah Bentz. Sleppy Chiropractic Family Wellness Center would like to take the opportunity to welcome Dr. Evan Ludwig to their family. Dr. Ludwig is a graduate of Northern Cambria High School and a 2021 graduate of New York Chiropractic College. Sleppy Chiropractic offers services in chiropractic care, sports injuries, disc injuries, orthotic casting, decompression, robotic cold laser therapy, and a complete line of nutritional products. Get yourself and your young athlete checked today. To schedule an appointment, call 724-357-9030 or visit their website at sleppy.net. That's SLEPPY.net. Sleppy Chiropractic, proud supporter of Heritage Conference Athletics, happy to be bringing you tonight's Colts Wildcats game on WCCS and Renda Digital TV. Well, we'll do a reset. It's Homer Center 13, Northern Cambria 7. Colts are going to be faced with a third down and about 8 to go. Football resting at the Wildcat 34-yard line.
Northern Cambria has a 3rd and 9.
Booker
ball at the 34-yard line.
With Peronish to his right. Twins left and right. And now a timeout called by Homer Center as they look at the alignment. They want to talk things over. We'll step out with 36 seconds remaining on an IRMC High School Sports Night on WCCS. Our video production on Renda Digital TV presented by the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club. 36 ticks on a first half clock. 13-7 Wildcats over the Colts. Colts big play on third down when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
This is State Senator Joe Pittman, wishing all of our student athletes and their families every success. Friday Night Lights are always exciting, and I recognize how important it is.
Touchdown run on a reverse. We have not gotten an update. Third down and 8 here at Duffy Doherty Stadium. Colts in Wildcat territory at the 34. Maybe trying to grab the lead before the half, and Booker with pressure up the middle. He steps up, avoids it, throws, has Peyton Myers, has the football jarred loose, and now they're going to say incomplete. He never had possession. Jarring it was Michael Krajosik with a big hit. We'll see it, Ward, on the video monitor to your right. And the Wildcats had pressure up the middle, Javon Jones and Dokos. And the pass hauled in at the 31, and that's a big hit from Krajosik to force now a 4th down and 8.
Good hit by Mike. And again, I saw 6 guys coming hard on the snap. So
First Commonwealth
Booker
Bank
had all he could do to get rid of it. I'm sorry.
First Commonwealth Bank postgame or halftime show right around the corner. Trips up top, empty set for Booker. And a timeout going to be called by Homer Center. We'll take one with them with 28 ticks on the first half clock. Our coverage from Duffy Doherty Stadium continues with the score. Homer Center 13, Northern Cambria 7. You're watching and listening on the Renda Media Football Network.
When your vehicle needs tended to, take it to Baroni's Auto Care. Baroni's Auto Care inspects, does minor repairs including brakes and exhausts, as well as oil changes and tune-ups. And if you're looking for tires, Baroni's Auto Care sells all brands. Baroni's Auto Care is currently accepting new customers. So when your vehicle needs inspected or repaired, take it to Baroni's Auto Care right off Route 56. Look for the sign in Brush Valley.
Shamokin Ward, it's Penns Manor 27, Wolves nothing.
Don't want to say it doesn't surprise me, but I just think the Willamette's defense is just so good. They're controlling Luke Schwartz, obviously.
Lou.
Lou Swartz, I said Luke.
Well, here we go, 4th down and 8. Homer Center with 28 seconds on the clock, trying to hold off Northern Cambria's late first half surge. Trips to the top of your screen if you're watching. Pressure off the edge. Stepping up is Booker, but he's going to be stopped well shy of that first down as the pressure caused it. Caleb Palmer and also Cupcake Isaiah Bentz on the tackle for the Homer Center Wildcats, as spotted by Jim McLaughlin. Thank you, Jim, our spotter in the booth, and the Wildcats dodge a bullet there. The holding penalty on Northern Cambria, their second of the drive, really hurt.
It sure did, and it's been hurting them all night, the penalties. But again, Homer's defense is just shooting blitzes in there, and he has no time. Booker has no time to look over his receivers, and that's a Wildcat tactic that's working very well. So probably going to park it on the ball, run the clock out, and regroup here.
Yep, you kind of go just take a knee and head to the locker room, and we'll get ready for our first Commonwealth Bank postgame show. And the Wildcats do line up tight. That's exactly what they are going to do. As Cole McAnulty, under center Joe Succiarelli, takes a knee, and the first half is going to be history unless somebody stops the clock. Both teams with one timeout remaining, and they're going to let it roll. That's the end of the first half, an entertaining one it was. Penalty filled on the Colts, but the Wildcats played well, made a mistake. Colts capitalized, pounced on a fumble, and cut the lead in half. So we go to the break. It's Northern Cambria trailing Homer Center 13-7. Stay with us for our first Commonwealth Bank postgame show. We'll come back on the other side of the break with radio replays that shaped up this first half. Ward Hilliard will have some stats and more as we continue on a homecoming night in Northern Cambria, Pennsylvania. And Ed Supko, if you're still watching, it used to be Barnesboro and Spangler, but now they merged. It's Northern Cambria. 13-7 Wildcats over the Colts on the Renda Media Football Network.
Recently voted Best Landscaping Company in Indiana County, Johnston Nursery Landscaping has been serving the area since 2002 in all phases of landscaping. J&L's primary focus is year-round property maintenance, driveway seal coating, excavation, and wholesale and retail Christmas tree sales. Let J&L take away the hassle of fall leaf cleanup and also help with those fall landscaping projects. It's a great time of year to work on those beautiful home projects. Check them out on Facebook, Johnston Nursery Landscaping.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Stadium lights are going out. The bleachers are empty. The reason? No officials. When fans are disrespectful to the calls on the field and those who make them, it is a hard position to fill. Show your support for your PIAA officials by demonstrating.
Show brought to you by Indiana Total Therapy with locations throughout Indiana County. We are at the break. It's 13-7. Homer Center leading Northern Cambria. Let's recap the first half. Homer Center got the opening kickoff after Northern Cambria had deferred. And Michael Krajosik returned it 44 yards to the Northern Cambria 40 yards, but 4 plays would only net 8 yards. And the Wildcats turned the football over to Northern Cambria. They went 3 and out. Got a 35-yard punt, so the Cats took over at their own 33-yard line. It didn't take them long. On first down, Landon Hill ran for 4 yards to the 37-yard line. And then on the second play of the drive, Cole McAnulty got Homer Center on the board on this play.
They give on a jet. No, they don't. They fake it to Clevenger, and Cole McAnulty into the secondary. 50, 40. It's a foot race down the right sideline to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. He's going to take it the distance. 63 yards, Cole McAnulty. His fourth rushing touchdown of the season, and third in as many weeks. And the Wildcats jump out in front, 6-0. Cole McAnulty certainly coming to life, coming back off of that injury.
2 plays, 67 yards. It took a minute and 59 seconds, or actually 59 seconds, and the Wildcats led 7-0. Northern Cambria started at their own 42-yard line. After a 31-yard Peyton Myers kickoff return, they got a 36-yard pass to Myers that took the football to the Wildcats' 13, but on a 4th and 1, a procedure penalty backed them up to Homer Center's 9, and then Aiden Bikina sacked quarterback Owen Bucher. And the Wildcats held off the Colts and started at their own 20-yard line at the 5:37 mark. They went on a 5-play, 80-yard drive. It was aided by a face mask penalty on the Colts on Braden Dunn. It advanced the football to the Colts' 46-yard line. They got a 38-yard pass down the right sideline to Michael Krajosik that took the football to the Northern Cambria 7. And then 2nd and goal, they handed the football off to a sophomore by the name of Braden Dunn.
Wildcats, Cole McAnulty under center, turns, hands it off to Dunn. Dunn runs into a brick wall, but he keeps the legs moving and he powers his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Wildcats right now have stunned Northern Cambria. The undefeated Colts are down 13-0. Wildcats playing very good football. That long pass aside, and they lead 13-0 with 2:08 remaining.
Extra point was wide right from Michael Krajosik, but the Cats did lead 13-0. Cambria came back, hit back-to-back passes to Peyton Myers, one for 17 yards, one to 12 yards. For 12 yards that took the football to the Homer Center 25-yard line, which is where we started the second quarter. On a 3rd down play, it was an incomplete pass, and then a sack from Isaiah Bentz on 4th down as the Wildcats held the Colts deep in their own territory once again. Wildcats then couldn't get anything going. A holding penalty hurt their cause. Backed them up to the 11-yard line. An interception by Peyton Myers. Returned the football to Homer Center's 22. Again, a procedure penalty hurt Northern Cambria. They couldn't advance the football and turned it over after just 4 yards of offense. Homer Center took over at their own 18-yard line. On 2 plays, Landon Hill ran 21 yards, carrying the football to the Wildcat 39-yard line. 3rd down and 4, Northern Cambria, another penalty, offside infraction, took the football to the 50. Northern Cambria called a timeout. After the timeout, Homer Center eventually had a 3rd down and 11, and disaster struck if you're a Homer Center fan.
Mason Bell, Landon Hill, the protector, and the snap over Cole McAnulty's head. He loses the ball. It's picked up on a hop, and Xander Golonsky's going to take it the distance for a touchdown. And just like that, on a splash play defensively, the Colts are back in it, and it's 13-6. That's a killer for Homer Center because they have played, by and large, a solid first half. And the snap from center Joe Succiarelli. Let's watch it on our replay monitor in the booth here. Yeah, it was wide right and high. Cole went to jump on it, and he just slipped through his fingers, and it was picked up at about the 39-yard line, and Dolonsky takes it 39 yards to the house.
Yeah, he certainly did. And Trey Pershing's extra point made it 13-7. And Ward Hilliard, as you join us back in the S&T Bank broadcast booth, that was fortunate for Northern Cambria for sure, because with all of the penalties, they have to feel fortunate to be down by just 6 points. They couldn't finish drives due to penalties and some good Homer Center defense. And for Homer Center, boy, they had everything going their way, and maybe were about to deliver a knockout punch only to see it return 39 yards. What a flip the script play that was.
It's a funny game, is it not? That I think the Wildcats are very fortunate because Northern Cambria was knocking at the door several times in that first half, and they kept shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties. Wildcats defense then rose to the occasion, and they've been doing it most of the night, but they're going to need another score to win this game, Mark. I don't think 13's going to hold up the way this game's been going, so they're going to have to figure out something to get that offense going even a little better than it has.
Our ITT halftime report will continue with Ward Hill. You're looking at the stats that shaped up the first half. It's Homer Center 13 and the Northern Cambria Colts 7. Wildcats looking to pull the upset on the road against the undefeated Colts. Ward with the stats on WCCS and on Renda Digital TV right after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, two great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Greyston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
The homecoming queen here, as you see the court on our TV monitor. If you're watching on Renda Digital TV, Ward, you had the pencil going. Jerry Rossi, our normal statistician, entrusted you with it, put a lot of pressure on you to deliver the stats. Okay, what about the stats?
There's a lot of pressure. I'll tell you. For Northern Cambria, 7 carries for Booker. He had 45 yards. 4 carries per Peronish. They bottled him up well. He only had 11 yards for Jack Sharidi. He had 2 carries, and 1 carry Logan Dunn for 3 yards. 15 rushing attempts, just 69 yards. So the Homer D was doing the good job on the rushing game. Through the air, Booker. I knew I'd do that once. Booker was 8 of 11 for 84 yards, so he had 69 yards on the ground, 84 through the air, 153 total offensive yards on 26 plays. A lot of that really got trashed because of the penalties for the Wildcats. Cole McAnally had 3 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown. 15 carries for Landon Hill. He had 60 yards. Braden Dumb had 6 carries, 11 yards, and a touchdown. Homer had 24 rushing attempts for 138 yards. Through the air, 2 of 4 for 49 yards for Cole McAnally. So Homer ran a total of 28 plays. They had 138 on the ground, 49 through the air, 187 total yards for the first half. Pretty even game, which it is, and that's pretty much where we stand.
What was Northern Cambria's total yardage, Ward?
Total yardage for the Colts was 153.
All right, yeah, you're right. Pretty tight. Wildcats with a 6-point advantage on the scoreboard, 13-7 as our ITT halftime show rolls on. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard around the Heritage Conference when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would also like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Luxembourg's Jewelers, a proud supporter of all the area athletes, would like to wish the best of luck to all the Heritage Conference schools and, of course, the Indiana Little Indians this season. With 2 convenient locations, Luxembourg's Jewelers is the winning choice for gifts of any occasion. Show your school pride with gifts ranging from beautifully logoed coffee mugs, keychains, money clips, water bottles, and more. From the Indiana Mall to downtown Indiana, Hip, Jeff, and the Luxembourg's team wishes everyone an MVP season. Luxembourg's Jewelers is Indiana's jeweler.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Looking for fun for the entire family? White Township Recreation is now the hub for all of your youth and adult recreation programming. Programming is now open online for registration. White Township Rec offers anything from art classes to gymnastics to bowling to boxing, fitness classes, and much, much more. For more information on public skating, including birthday parties and recreation programs, please visit whitetownshiprec.org. That's whitetownshiprec.org. See you at Public Skate, S&T Bank Arena.
This is State Senator Joe Pittman, wishing all of our student athletes and their families every success. Friday Night Lights are always exciting, and I recognize how important it is for students to be involved in activities, whether it be in athletics or the performing arts. I salute not only all of our students, but also all who guide them, on and off the gridiron, and I wish all of our hometown teams the best of luck this season.
Life. 13-7 Homer Center with the advantage. Northern Cambria will be receiving the second half kickoff. You know, our good friend Tony Cacagna, longtime sports director at the Indiana Gazette. Tony has good taste, wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, yep. And you walked right into this one because I said
did.
He sent me the Penn's Manor score, and then he said, "I said thanks, Tony," and I gave him the $1 million question, and I laid it all on him. It's not my decision. It's not Michael Burdick, the executive producer of Wildcat Sports' decision. But I said to Tony, would you like to hear Mr. Ward next week?
No.
Let me finish. Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt.
I know where this is going.
Would you like to hear Mr. Ward next week when the Mustangs invade Memorial Field in Homer City? And his answer was 2 words, and it wasn't yes. You'll be happy to hear it was not yes. It was, who wouldn't? So
thanks, Tony.
Michael probably
You'll
could give us.
regret
Michael probably has it queued up. Could give you a little taste.
There's no you getting
when we
out
get
of
to
that, is there?
The out-of-town scoreboard. Let's get to the out-of-town scoreboard. Halftime scores, Ward. I'll give you the score. You give me your reaction. We've been playing this little game too.
Okay.
River Valley 6, Marion Center nothing. Battle of Winless, right?
Yeah, they're going to slug it out. That's not over yet.
And watch them play.
Cambria Heights 14, Purchase Line 7.
Dragons had the lead, kind of letting it slip away. I don't want to get too far behind there.
Matt Felisic doing a good job with the Red Dragons.
Yeah.
Halftime. This one ought to get a reaction, and maybe even the Mr. Ward song. United Valley 21, Portage 7.
That's a wow there. That's a wow, isn't it? I mean, good for Kevin Marabito. That's he's worked that program back.
It could be even the Mr. Ed sound effect at the beginning of the song.
Oh, man, that's a wow.
What does a horse do? They whinny? What? I don't know. Let's move on. Halftime, Penns Manor 27, West Shamokin 0.
Well, I thought the Comets would win. I didn't think they would be able to shut out West Shamokin. Of course, it's only halftime, but they got a large hill to climb. That's a good defense that Comet team has.
All right, that's your Heritage Conference out-of-town scoreboard, and that is your ITT halftime report. We're coming back with the second half kickoff. The team wearing black and white, they've yet to emerge from their locker room, and this is a huge second half for Homer Center, Ward. They do not like being 2-2 after all of the preseason expectations. And Northern Cambria, they're looking to go 5-0. It should be a dandy of a second half.
Sure should. And the Wildcats will realize that this is a game they can win. They're already ahead. They could have been ahead even more if it wasn't for that bad play they had. But that's what it works, to see what they can do.
And it'll be the Colts that look to get on Mr. Ward's horse in the second half. All right, that's the ITT halftime report. 13-7, Homer Center with the lead over the Colts. Coming back with the second half kickoff after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would also like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Luxembourg's Jewelers, a proud supporter of all the area athletes, would like to wish the best of luck to all the Heritage Conference schools and, of course, the Indiana Little Indians this season. With 2 convenient locations, Luxembourg's Jewelers is the winning choice for gifts of any occasion. Show your school pride with gifts ranging from beautifully logoed coffee mugs, keychains, money clips, water bottles, and more. From the Indiana Mall to downtown Indiana, Hip, Jeff, and the Luxembourg's team wishes everyone an MVP season. Luxembourg's Jewelers is Indiana's jeweler.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Looking for fun for the
Studio engineer said he had something special on the other side. Michael, what do you have? Well, maybe not. I'm not hearing anything.
It's called the Sounds of Silence.
Sounds of Silence?
Might be. No.
I'm Mr. Ward.
No, get that out.
I mean, we're getting ready for that.
A horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ward. Go right to the source and ask the horse.
Yeah, I mean, just a little preview for next week, Mr. Ward. You know, that goes way back. And that's an oldie, but a golden oldie.
I got sucked into thinking we were doing something.
Magnificent production by Jim DeCesar.
Yes, he sucked me right in on that, too.
All right, that's
People
a lot of fun.
People just don't realize what I got to put up with here.
Tomorrow morning, you have to put up with Todd Marino, Coach's Corner, on our affiliate station WDAD since 1969 on AM 1450 and 100.3 FM and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. You'll join Todd in the studio and talk about all of the action across the Heritage Conference, also the WPIAL. Indiana was without some key personnel tonight. I think they were losing 10-0 or up or down 10-0. I'm not sure. Try to get that score. They're playing
a minor upset if they were up.
Yeah.
With all the injuries.
All right. Homer Center's Aiden Bikina line drive kick, and it's taken at the 23-yard line, and Ty Dumb with the football. A little stutter step moving out over the 40, and the Wildcats just can't help themselves on the kick coverage team. Romulos Dokos on the tackle, and the Colts will start at their own 41-yard line. They kick deep. They give up good field position. They kick short. They give up good field position.
It ain't working. It just ain't working. 42-yard line here.
So the Colts.
This is a big half of the Wildcat season, I think.
I think you are right. Bucher with sidecars left and right. Sends Peronish in motion out of the backfield. Pump fake, now going to throw deep. And he has his receiver, but overshoots Peyton Myers, who got behind safety Jackson Arone. And it will be 2nd and 10, so the Colts come out slinging it.
Yeah, it's interesting. They went for the downs right off the bat, and they had them. It's tough to complete these. These aren't easy passes. They're long.
I don't know, John, can you give it to us one more time or not? You'll see the footwork, Ward. Maybe just a part of it, John, if you can. Watch quarterback Bucher's footwork here, Ward.
We lost it.
You see, just kind of not squared up, and now there's a flag.
That was a motion.
Illegal procedure on the Colts.
That is at least 3 times they've done that. Plus, they've jumped off twice because of hard counts by the Wildcats. A lot of these little penalties, I've said, Mark, they're drive killers, but they're really getting to be a frustration, I'm sure, for the coaching staff.
Colts next week at Penn's Manor. I don't know if that's our U92 game of the week or not. It should be, maybe, if it's not, right?
Probably would be. I mean, there's food out there. Always, if it's at Penn's Manor, you got to cover it.
2nd and 15 from the 37. Motion man Delonsky, and they give it to him on a jet, but now there's another flag. And no, it's not delay of game because there's 4 on the play clock.
I think it's a motion. I think that's
illegal procedure again.
Tell you why that happened. If you watch, Homer's defensive line shifted right as that play was starting to develop, and just before the snap, and that caused somebody to flinch.
So it will be 2nd and 20.
Second down and 20.
Indiana, by the way, losing now 17-0.
Yeah. It's not all that bad considering. Hampton's very good.
They have a protector to the right of Bucher. Pressure coming backside. Fires over the middle. Has Ty Dumb. First down yardage to midfield, makes a move in the open field, heads far sideline. Krajosic has him, and down he goes, but not before they pick up about 30 yards on that play. Krajosic finally with the tackle from the 32-yard line. That's 18, 28, 30-yard pass play on 2nd and 20. Ouch, that hurts.
That's going to give Northern Cambria 1st and 10 at the Wildcats' 38-yard line.
Yeah, that's a well-thrown ball and good open field running there.
Same formation, and they send Peronish in motion out of the backfield. Firing over the middle. Peyton Myers has it, smothered by Jackson Arone, but they gain 8 more to the 30-yard line. Boy, I'll tell you what, Booker has a good arm, the 5'9", 190-pound senior, and they're picking on the middle of the field.
Doing a nice job. Yep, he's right on the money. Very accurate.
Found a little seam between Bell, Arone, and Hill. 2nd down and a deuce. And Booker on an inside handoff. Peronish to the 30. Fights maybe to the 29-yard line where he'll be shy of the first down by about a yard. On the tackle, Riley Clevenger and Mason Bell for Homer Center. I mentioned Bell last week, that monster game with 21 tackles that he was involved with. 3rd down and a yard. It's 13-7 Homer Center. Colts on the opening drive of the second half trying to maybe tie the game and take the lead with the extra point. They send Ty Dumm, a receiver, to the right boundary. Slot receivers Myers. Pistol back is Peronish, and they hand it to him, and Peronish is met by Isaiah Bentz, Vinny Taglietti. I don't think he got there. It's going to be 4th down.
He was hitting the backfield. That definitely did not get the first.
So 4th down and a yard. The Colts have been in these situations on 2 or 3 occasions in this football game. On a couple of occasions, they've committed procedure penalties.
4th and 1.
And Booker relays the play to his teammates that comes in from the bench. Head coach Sam Schutte and company sends Ben Janosko to the short side of the field. Again, they have a pistol back in Peronish. H back to the right. They hand it off to Peronish, and Peronish on second effort maybe takes the Wildcat defender Landon Hill for the first down, and he does to the 28-yard line.
Middle to about the 27-yard line.
The official eyes it up.
I'm watching the sideline. They haven't said anything.
They're going to bring the chains in.
The chains in for a measurement.
His knee may have been down a little shy of where we thought, Mark.
Well, based on the spot, I'm going to say he has it. If you look at the back chain, it's at the 38.
Yeah, I see that now.
Halfway between 38 and 37. I'm going to get something to eat.
And it was a good second effort by Peronish because he was hit behind the line to gain. They stretch out the chains, and it is a first down.
Northern Cambria. Finally.
So 4th and 1, they finally convert.
And
the Wildcats 28.
Have to be upset giving up that big pass play there when they had 20 yards to go. That hurts.
Pistol back again, Peronish, twins to the right. Janosko, receiver up top if you're watching. H back to the left. Booting to his right off a play action, throwing on the run, has a receiver tied down for a short gain, breaks a tackle, and now gets inside the 20 down to about the 18, so it ends up being a first down gain. Braden Dunn finally finished them off. Let's see who missed the tackle on the near side. They faked to Peronish, and Booker came to his right, and he got by Michael Krajosic and moved ahead for a first down, a gain of 10. They're actually going to give him 9, 2nd down and a yard. Football at the 18-yard line. They're going to bring the chains in again.
Looks like official timeout once again for
Sleppick Chiropractic Family Wellness Center would like to take the opportunity to welcome Dr. Evan Ludwig to their family. Dr. Ludwig is a graduate of Northern Cambria High School and 2021 graduate of New York Chiropractic College. Sleppick Chiropractic offers services in chiropractic care, sports injuries, disc injuries, orthotic casting, decompression, robotic cold laser therapy, and a complete line of nutritional products too. Get yourself and your young athlete checked today. To schedule an appointment, call 724-357-9030 or visit their website at sleppy.net. Proud supporter of Heritage Conference Athletics, Sleppy Chiropractic Family Wellness Center. Short of the first down, but not by much. They come out with sidecar left and right. Logan Dumb to the left, Peronish to the right, and they're looking to throw. They take away the pass out in the flat, and they sack Booker, Vinny Taglietti, and also Aiden Bikina. So the Colts try catching Homer Center on 2nd and inches. Not a bad idea, except Sam Schutte didn't have a sack in mind, did he, Ward?
Well, they just poured in there, and a great job by Taglietti. Was that Bikina that got it initially?
About 10.5.
Boy, that was a huge play. Well, Wildcats have had them in these situations, and Booker's been able to convert. So
back to the 29-yard line. It's 3rd down and 11. Motion man is Delonsky, and they give it to him on the jet. And the Wildcats have it diagnosed. Landon Hill, Braden Dunn, and others on the tackle. I'll tell you what, Isaiah Bentz hustled all the way over as well. And it'll be 4th down for the Colts and about 10 to go from the 28. They need to get to the 18-yard line. So, you know, in theory, I like the play call on 2nd and inches from Sam Schutte. But sometimes I think you outthink yourself.
Yes, you do.
That's hard for me to do.
Go with what's working.
That's hard for us to do, right?
I don't think.
Penalty. Let's see what the penalty is all about.
Do that.
Penalty is block in. Oh. It's
block in the back.
Block in the back on Homer Center.
How can that?
So Homer Center's coach is across the way. Hands are in the air at their side saying, how can it be? Well, they're going to mark it down to the 15, 14, 13, 12-yard line. That is bizarre.
A 1st and 10 after penalty at the 12-yard line.
I have no idea how that occurred. They just wrapped them up at that. I didn't see anywhere. I'll bet Coach Page, he is. They're pulling him off the field right now.
From the gun, Booker takes the shotgun snap, hands to Dumb. And Dumb is pushed back after a short gain, if anything. Mason Bell, Aiden Bikina once again combined. Our spotter in the booth, Jim McLaughlin. Thank you, Jim, for the great work. Denny Mester, we're wishing you well. Boy, that block in the back, we'll have to circle that. A defensive block in the back, I don't know that I've ever seen that.
I don't think I have. I'm still not sure that's what he was intending to signal, but that's what the signal was. We didn't get a chance to see any replay. I just don't understand that one.
Twin receivers to the left. Ben Janosko and Peyton Myers in motion. They fake it to Myers, and Booker going to keep it. Vinny Taglietti, and also for a Homer Center, Aiden Bikina and Caleb Palmer helping to blow up that play. And no gain, maybe a loss of a yard, actually back to the 13-yard line. Almost halfway through this third quarter, it's 13-7. Homer Center, Northern Cambria has possessed the ball the entire time to start this second half.
Well, the thing is, the Colts are unable to really do anything on the ground. Booker has hurt the Wildcats with his arm.
Jack Scheretti to the right of Booker. To the left, Logan Dumb. They send Scheretti in motion, and they're going to look to throw over the middle, and it's deflected. It might have hit the receiver, Peyton Myers, in the face mask. It's incomplete. We'll see if we get a replay in our booth here, courtesy of John Smathers, and we will. And let's see, little play action. He looked to the left, threw. Yeah, I think that ball maybe hit him in the helmet.
Yeah, it might have been screened a little there by Mason Bell, but boy, another huge play for the Wildcat defense right here.
Fourth down and 11 for the Colts with 5:43 to play in the third quarter. It's 13-7 Homer Center. Receivers all over the joint. Trips to the left. Delonsky, Peyton Myers, and Janosko. Near side, it's Ty Dom. Look out for him, but booting to his left is Myers. Wildcats pursuing. He throws for the end zone deep in the left corner and incomplete. And the Wildcats hold off Northern Cambria and finally will get the ball back. We will have a media timeout with 5:34 remaining in the third quarter. Homer Center's first possession, media timeout on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night and our Renda Digital TV presentation from the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club. 13-7 Wildcats on the Renda Media Football Network.
Looking for fun for the entire family? White Township Recreation is now the hub for all of your youth and adult recreation programming. Programming is now open online for registration. White Township Rec offers anything from art classes to gymnastics to bowling to boxing, fitness classes, and much, much more. For more information on public skating, including birthday parties and recreation programs, please visit whitetownshiprec.org. That's whitetownshiprec.org. See you at Public Skate, S&T Bank Arena.
This is State Senator Joe Pittman, wishing all of our student athletes and their families every success. Friday Night Lights are always exciting, and I recognize how important it is for students to be involved in activities, whether it be in athletics or the performing arts. I salute not only all of our students, but also all who guide them, on and off the gridiron, and I wish all of our hometown teams the best of luck this season.
In the Pittsburgh region texted me and he said that questionable call was a defensive holding. So that's what Ed saw on the video. He didn't signal that though, did he, the referee?
No.
Wildcats 1st and 10, first possession of the third quarter. And Cole McAnulty hands it off, and with the football, Landon Hill. And short gain, maybe over the 15-yard line to the 16. Logan Dunn on the tackle for the Northern Cambria Colts, the defense that allows them 186 yards a game. Give them 3 yards to 16. Their nose guard is a handful, Dawson Schutte.
Yeah, he must be clogging that middle up. Homer just unable to shake Landon free.
Junior, 6'1", 255. Schutte's a good ball player. No relation, well, a nephew of the coach. And Schutte actually has Landon Hill that time, along with Peronish on the assist. So I asked,
with the tackle that time.
Yep, I asked Coach Schutte about the 3 Schuttes on the roster, and their nephews. Dawson, the nose guard that I just referenced, and Parker Schutte, a freshman, they're brothers. And Lucas Schutte is a cousin, but none of them are sons of the head coach, Sam Schutte, who was a standout here, although he does have a couple of youngsters coming up, I think, in the system. Here's a pass underneath, and Casey Harper takes it for a first down. And those are the kinds of passes we've been calling for all season, Ward.
After a first down gain.
Yeah, exactly.
Peyton
Myers it was on the tackle for the Colts, but the Wildcats moved the chains to the 30-yard line. That's a big third down pickup.
That sure was. And again, a nice safe pass. You go downfield, the defender backs off, just turn, get the completion, get the first down.
Rapidly paced third quarter, 4 minutes remaining, 4:05 to be exact. 13-7 Homer Center. Hill sidecar, and they fake it to him. Cole's going to keep it, tries bouncing it outside, and he's tackled in his own backfield. Somebody shot through there and did a good job defensively. It was Janosko.
Yeah, I don't have his number on here.
24.
24, Ben Janosko with the stop. No gain.
So no gain. Actually a loss by yardage.
Loss on a play of about maybe 2 yards almost.
They pull that in and just hit Michael Krajosik on a little square out there.
2nd down and 12. Shotgun snap. Cole throws. Krajosik has it. Tackled in his tracks. But that's basically what you called for, and you set up third down and more manageable as Krajosik from the 28-yard line to the 36. So a gain of about 8. Wildcats faced with a 3rd down and 4. These situations for the season, they've had 10 plays And converted only 4.9%. Can that be right? Hard count. There's offside.
They did it again. Amazing. That's 3 times tonight they've done that.
Shooting yourself in the feet so bad.
It's got the booth people upset.
3rd down and 4 turns into a 1st down on offside.
Coach Schutte is got to be out of his mind down there.
We'll talk to Coach Schutte on our First Commonwealth Bank postgame show. Ward will send you down on the field to interview Coach Schutte. We'll have Coach Page up here in the press box. So the Wildcats to the 41-yard line now with 2:53 left in this 3rd quarter. Riley Clevenger slot left. Casey Harper to the left boundary in front of the Colts bench. And Cole McAnulty hands it off to Hill. Boy, I'll tell you what, they've defensed him pretty well from about the latter stages of the 1st quarter on. They've limited Landon. On the tackle, it was Cody Dumm and also Jack Chiaretti defensively. A gain of only a yard. Landon Hill, right up to date, 18 carries, 68 yards. Quick stats all night long, brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first.
Longest carry, 8 yards.
Well, he had 2 back-to-back carries for 21, I remember, in the first half. So Cole McAnulty, read option, comes near side, trying to get to the edge, can't do it. Going to lose yardage. Colton Peronish on the tackle along with Jack Chiaretti. And now it'll be 3rd down and long for Homer Center. Actually, back to the 41-yard line. It's 3rd down and 10. Wildcats have been faced entering tonight's action with 16 plays of 3rd and 10. They've passed 8 and rushed 8 times. Sidecar to the right is Hill. Twin receivers to the right. Big play. Cole takes the snap. Backside pressure coming. He's hit. He coughs up the football. It's loose. It's still loose, and it's not picked up yet. They dive on it, far side of the field, and either way, I think the Colts have the football. They do. It is Janosko coming up with the loose football. The backside hit was Chiaretti, and Janosko recovered it. You look here, Ward, here comes Chiaretti on our screen, and he got by. I'm not sure who the protector was. And then they tried picking it up and almost.
That's a good thing.
Janosko might have returned that one.
Wow. Mistakes. Both ways.
So the Colts with 1:10 left in the quarter at the Wildcat 38. Low snap, and Booker's going to keep it, and Booker's going to lose a yard back to the 40-yard line. Caleb Palmer on the tackle for Homer Center, and now some extracurricular downfield between a couple of players. And some chirping down there.
Some yelling on both sides, as Homer's got a pretty good crowd here tonight.
No gain the last play, maybe a loss of half a yard.
Homer's D has done an excellent job against the run. Just Booker's passing is the thing that they've got to prevent.
Oh, there's a bad snap, and it is the quarterback Booker going back into his own territory to pick it up. Dylan Weaver. It was Romy Dokos. Then coming up the middle, we'll get a replay here now. Caleb Palmer and Dokos tackled Booker back at the 48-yard line. So the Colts shoot themselves in the foot again. This time not with a penalty, but a bad snap.
And Homer knows a little bit about that, don't they?
Yep. They sure
and that
do.
ends the period, Mark.
A rapidly paced 3rd quarter. Homer Center only 1 possession, and they turned it over. We were tied at the half, or it was 13-7 at the half. It's 13-7 Homer Center at the end of 3 on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night on WCCS. Renda Digital TV presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Should be a great 4th quarter. Stay with us. Where would you go? What else do you have to do on the Renda Media Football Network?
This is your state representative, Jim Struzzi, and I'm asking for your vote this November. The last couple of years have been something we could never have imagined, and now we are getting back to normal, and nothing is more normal than Friday night football. I want to wish all our area athletes, band members, cheerleaders, and all who participate the best of luck for a safe, successful, and fun-filled season. These games wouldn't happen without the support of the community, and I will continue to work hard for you and your families in Indiana County. Me and my staff wish you good luck, and I'll be rooting for each and every one of you, and I hope that you'll be rooting for me this November.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Flag on the field, and maybe this one is coming back. Let's see. Looks like going to be. Yeah, there's a clear hold on the replay monitor. That one had to be called, Ward. Not that the others didn't have to be called.
Yeah, but the poor coverage over there. Wildcats fortunate.
Penalties, penalties, and more penalties.
That has killed.
Do you have that again, John? We'll watch it. We'll see the hold right there on Jackson Arone. So they're going to back it up from the spot of the foul. You gave the same signal, but it was a hold. So from the spot of the foul, it ends up being just a loss of a yard. But it's third down and 25 now. Third down, 25, low snap. They throw it out in the flat to Peyton Myers, and Casey Harper has Peyton Myers, and Caleb Palmer came in with the assist, and the Colts will have to punt it away. Boy, that penalty was huge.
Yeah, it sure was. And, you know, these passes in the flat are products of the hard rush that Homer's putting on Booker. He can't really set up and do what he would like to do, which is throw downfield. A lot of time, 11 minutes, 10 seconds here. Colts are going to punt.
Long snapper is the quarterback. You don't see that, or is it the quarterback? Let's see. Punter is Janosko. Averages under 30 yards a punt. Snap floats back there. Janosko gets the kick away. It's a wobbler away from Krajosik. Hits at the 30 and takes a big roll inside the 20 to about the 18 or 17 yard line. Peyton Myers down the football, and an effective punt. 22
and 20.
Let's see.
30,
32, almost, 36 yard punt.
Yeah, it's got a good roll. That's all you got to do. I often, you know, I'm second guessing, but you know, you get two guys back there, so you can't get away with something.
Well,
like
the Wildcats have used two in Braden Dunn and Michael Krajosik, but not that time.
They just had Michael back there. They need to get Michael involved here. Look at the gap he's got here.
Peyton Myers, man up coverage on Krajosik, who's to the right boundary. Cole hands it off, and it is Landon Hill. Again, not much going on, maybe to the 20-yard line. And not much more.
I don't know about you, Mark, but it's kind of disappointing that this line is not moving these Colts out of it.
Austin Amsdale on the tackle. Gain of only a yard. He did not get to the 20. Yeah, you're right. The veteran offensive line with Isaiah Bentz, 6'5", 298. Vinny Taglietti on the right side, 5'11", 239. Hayden Bakina back from last year. Play action pass. Booting to his right, throwing on the run, and well short of Krajosik. And there's going to be a late hit. It's going to be roughing the passer on the Colts.
Personal foul, roughing the passer against Northern Cambria.
We'll get a replay. I don't know if Cole McAnally will still be in the picture on our replay if we get it from our. Here it is on in the booth in our S&T Bank broadcast booth. Relationship banking, one customer at a time. He rolled, and then we lost him on the screen. But the Wildcats catch a break And instead of 3rd and long, it's going to be 1st and 10, and the football will be over the 30-yard line.
I like the call, the play fake, with someone come up through the middle and would put pressure on Cole. That shouldn't happen.
1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line.
Might consider a little counter the other direction, Mark, a little reverse, as hard as the Colts are pursuing. And this is why the line's having problems. They've got 3 down, but they also have 5 creeping up. So they're trying to block 6 or 7 guys at a time. They're just having trouble identifying their blocks.
Well, Riley Clevenger could, on a slant, and be wide open here if the Wildcats went to it. And there's a big kiss in the backfield. Logan Dumb, 36 on Braden Dunn.
Braden Dunn.
Dumb on Dunn.
Slammed by number 36.
And
Logan Dunn for a loss of 3 yards.
Braden's going to fill that one in.
Yeah, that's
13. The ball back
he
to
didn't have it.
31.
Thank goodness he didn't fumble.
Yeah, for
he
sure.
got hit as soon as he got the handoff. He was popped. This is a good old-fashioned Northern Cambria Homer game. I can tell you that.
9:35, clock moving in the 4th quarter. 13-7 Homer Center. Sidecar to the left is done. And they fake it to him. Pass over the middle through the hands of tight end Caleb Palmer. That had some zip on it.
Yep.
Caleb has good hands, but that would have been magnificent hands to haul that one in.
Shredding on the coverage. Jackson Arone.
This puts a lot of pressure on Homer's passing game right here.
Thanks, Tony C. Update from West Shamokin. It's Penns Manor 40. West Shamokin nothing.
Smokes. That was not expected.
3rd down, 13 for Homer Center. They've done practically nothing in the second half offensively. Casey Harper, Riley Clevenger, receivers to the right. Tight end is Mason Bell. They now empty the backfield. Braden Dunn, receiver to the left. They put Riley Clevenger in motion. They fake the jet. There's a flag going to be motion on Homer Center. Throwing over the middle, that could be interference, and it is. And there's flags everywhere. And this will be offsetting because Homer Center moved as well. So we're going to have offsetting penalties here on both teams.
This game is really degenerating here into a flag fest.
So
Homer, they need to get a score. They need to get down the field and score.
A lot of flags on the field.
Because it's got
yeah. Illegal motion going to be on Homer Center. Same play they ran in the first half, and it was the same result where they didn't set. So illegal procedure, they're going to call it on Homer Center. And then pass interference on Northern Cambria. So the penalties will offset, and they'll replay 3rd down and 13. Homer Center will be back at home next week against the Portage Mustangs. See if we got any updated scores. End of 3, United Valley 21, Portage 14. Cambria Heights now 28-7 over Purchase Line. River Valley 12-6, end of 3.
That's pretty close games. As is this one. If they ever could start playing it instead of committing infractions here.
Wildcats 3rd and long from their own 31-yard line. Cole McInaldy takes the snap, pressure up the middle, going to fire down the sideline, and it's intercepted. And running with the football coming near side is Ty Dumb to the Wildcat 40, to the Wildcat 35-yard line. And the Wildcats turn it over again on an interception. He threw it into double coverage.
Looked like he had him open. Let me see here. I might have missed it.
As we look on our replay monitor.
They're spotting the ball at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, and
it looked like it was underthrown, no?
Number 72 made the stop.
Vinny Taglietti on the tackle, and the Colts are back in business.
Defense is called up again.
At the 31-yard line of the Wildcats.
Wow.
This ball-hawking defense, that's their 13th interception.
That's amazing. And, again, the Wildcats' inability to move that line has cost them.
Taking the direct snap, Bucher throwing underneath, has Peyton Myers. Short gain, but a good first down gain of about 7 yards. On the tackle, Riley Clevenger of the Homer Center Wildcats as we move inside of 9 minutes to play in the football game.
Wildcats 23-yard line.
2nd down 2, we'll call it. Twin receivers both ways. They send Dolonsky in motion, and they give it to him on the jet, trying to get to the near edge, and he's tackled at about the 24-yard line. Might even lose a yard depending on where they mark him out of bounds.
Turns around the left corner.
On the tackle again, back-to-back plays, Riley Clevenger. They put the football down just inside the 24, so no gain on the play. We want to thank Walker Motor Company for sponsoring tonight's video stream, along with the Meredith Inn from the Katanning area. Third down, a long 2. Bucher from the shotgun sends Peyton Myers in motion, and they give on an inside handoff to Peronish. Nice play, good execution inside the 15 down to about the 10-yard line. That was a nice looking play, and Riley Clevenger on the tackle, but the Colts in the red zone. First and 10 at the Wildcat 12-yard line. Fooled Homer Center on that play, Ward. Good execution.
Yeah, it was very well done.
Peronish in the backfield to the left of Bucher, who takes the snap, looking out pattern, throws incomplete, batted away. I think Michael Krajosik got a paw in there to knock it away, and it'll be second down and 10. Clock stopped with 8:07 remaining in the game, and the Wildcats clinging, and I do mean clinging, to a 13-7 lead. See, pressure came up the middle, and it was Krajosik that knocked it out of the hands of Ty Dumb. Tight end left. No, it isn't. No tight end in the formation. 5 in the formation. Throwing to Peronish. It's behind him, and I think that pass was delivered early because of Javon Jones with pressure up the middle. And it'll be third down and 10 from the Wildcat.
Well, if it
12-yard line.
Had it been complete, it would have probably ended up a touchdown.
Let's see. Replay in our booth. Yeah, it was behind him. And I think you're right. If he catches it, if he gets by Casey Harper, it's 6 points. But he did not give Javon Jones credit for partially blowing up that play. Third down and 10 from the 12. Bucher hands it off, and Dumb is going to be tackled for a loss as a flag comes in. It's going to be face mask on Homer Center.
Comes right on the left end. There's a penalty flag.
That is a killer, too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had him around the face mask. We'll look on the, I'll tell you what. Well, there was double face masks. There was one on Dumb, but they're going to call it on Homer Center.
He said it's a 5-yard.
5-yard mark-off, so not a major infraction, but it'll replay the down.
No,
I don't think
it does replay.
It's not an automatic first down either, I don't think. So they mark it to the 15-yard line.
Should be third or fourth down?
It'll still be third down.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's down.
He said, was that a dead ball? That
can't be a dead ball.
It wasn't a dead ball, no.
Well, the officials taking their time. Should be third down, and it is. They changed the yard marker, so it'll be third down at the 15-yard line. You'll replay the down.
Is this bizarre or what?
Third down and about 13 to go. The Colts come out with Dolonsky, Myers, and Dumb receivers to the right side. Near side, it's Janosko. And they direct snap it to Peronish. Peronish cuts it down toward the 10-yard line. And it's going to set up an awfully big fourth down play. On the tackle, it was Mason Bell. 7.5 minutes remaining in the football game. 13-7, Homer Center. They scored their 13 points in the first quarter.
They got a good kicker, Mark. I don't know if they'd want to try the field goal from here.
That only gets you within 3. 7 minutes, they're taking a long time, 15 on the play clock. Center, Dawson Schutte out over the football. Dubs both ways with a protector, Peronish. And Bucher throws it out in the flat, a little bit high, flag flies, tackle Bell. Wildcats for the moment have held, but we'll see what the penalty is all about. Penalty came from the back judge, and it's going to be holding on Northern Cambria, and that will end the drive. So they knock on the door again, but the Wildcats shut it.
Against Northern Cambria holding, and they decline the penalty. So Wildcats.
So Homer Center will take over, and 6:51 remaining in the football game.
Start this possession out 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line.
Well, if ever that senior line could come together, this would be the time. These games generally are classics, and generally somebody has a drive at the end where they eat the clock.
Keep in mind, neither team in the 47 meetings have won more than 3 games in a row in the series. Homer Center currently with the 3-game winning streak. If they make it 4, it's going to be hard-earned, isn't it? Timeout, Northern Cambria on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night. Timeout's brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers. Time to get your holiday shopping started at Luxembourg Jewelers in downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. It's 13-7 Homer Center over Northern Cambria on the Renda Media Football Network.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Hi, my name is London, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right, London. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 5 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com and equal opportunity employment.
11 or 12, hard-earned yardage. Host of black jerseys in there. Colts in their home uniforms, black jerseys, black pants, gold uniform numbers. Zembro's on the stop. Senior 6'2", 235-pound tackle. Gain of 2.
Just can't move that line. And again, these linebackers are up.
On the Wildcats 11-yard line, looks like a 12.
They're doing a great job. Yeah, that's a great job. So a quality back like Landon Hill not being able to bust anything.
Nope, not at all. And they feed it to him again. And Landon met by Logan Dump.
Right up the middle he goes.
I think that was.
Stopped by the whole defensive line coach.
Gain of 2 or 3 to the 15-yard line. 5:45, clock moving. 13-7, Homer Centers hasn't scored since the first quarter. They jumped out to a 13-0 lead. Defense has thrown a shutout.
Yeah.
That's saying something after last week's performance, right?
That's what I said. You just can't read a lot into that.
3rd down and 5.
This is a big one.
Michael Krajosik, receiver to the right boundary. Peyton Myers, outstanding athlete. Left cornerback matching up on him. And, oh my goodness, I think Northern Cambria jumped again.
It's amazing. If they did, that's 4 times.
At least, maybe 5. Offside, Northern Cambria. I don't know that it's going to be a first down. Well, yes, it is.
1st and 10 for Wildcats.
Holy moly.
I don't know. You can't say anything more than that.
3rd and 5, offside. Seems like I should have a rubber stamp.
I don't know if I want to talk.
It would be easier than writing it.
You know, if this continues, I don't know if I want to talk to Coach Schutte because he is going to be livid. These things are killing these yellow flags.
And give Cole McInalty some credit. You know, we can't hear it, but it's the
obviously
cadence.
he's got them.
Cole hands it off. Hill again stacked up. Word the stat sheet. Landon Hill
once again
just a yard or 2 at a time. I'm going back to his 12th carry after he gained 8. Plus 1, plus 3, plus 1, plus 3, plus 4, plus 1, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. And now plus 2. So
that's a lot. 22 carries.
2 yards in a cloud of dust doesn't work, does it?
You got to bust them. And they're just, look at these linebackers up in there.
Cole McAnulty hands it off to Hill again, and they stack it up again. Zemrose, I should say, to the 23-yard line. 4:09 remaining. John Zemrose credited. 235-pound tackle. Timeout situation. Northern Cambria with 2. Homer Center has all 3. We're under 4 minutes. Wildcats clinging to a 13-7 advantage despite doing nothing offensively in this second half.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to pick the first up here.
Riley Clevenger, receiver to the right. Cole McAnulty. Centers Joe Succiarelli. Down to 5 on the play clock. He takes the pass, throws, has a first down to Krajosic over the 30 to the 34-yard line, and I love that play call. If you're a Homer Center fan, the pass underneath, they have to respect Krajosic's speed. We get a replay in our booth here, Ward, and that was a BB by Cole McAnulty, and they played off of him, and that's huge because Northern Cambria is probably going to have to start using timeouts.
Yeah, they're going to have to burn a couple now.
That was what, a third down and
3rd
7?
and 8, wasn't it? I gave him 10 on that completion mark. I think that's what they had. They move that yard marker so quick I can't pick up. I don't know how Jerry does this.
Give to Landon Hill, bounces it outside, and they grab him around the ankles and throw him down. Clock for the moment continuing to move after a short gain.
2 or 3 yards. Number 16.
On the tackle for the Colts, Ethan Donatelli. Second down and about 8 to go, maybe 7. Donatelli, I bet they have some good spaghetti at their house on Sundays, right?
It may have.
Right now,
they may have.
Clock continuing to roll. 10 on the play clock. Northern Cambria has not used a timeout as of yet. Wildcats rush to the line of scrimmage. Cole McAnulty turns, hands it off, and Hill's drilled in his own backfield, and down he goes as busting through, and a timeout now called by Northern Cambria. It was Colton Peronish on the tackle. 2:06 remaining in the football game. Timeout brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers. Visit Luxembourg's downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. 13-7 Homer Center still clinging to the advantage when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
When your vehicle needs tended to, take it to Baroni's Auto Care. Baroni's Auto Care inspects, does minor repairs including brakes and exhausts, as well as oil changes and tune-ups. And if you're looking for tires, Baroni's Auto Care sells all brands. Baroni's Auto Care is currently accepting new customers. So when your vehicle needs inspected or repaired, take it to Baroni's Auto Care right off Route 56. Look for the sign in Brush Valley.
Braden Dunn, not much going on there, and Northern Cambria going to burn their final timeout with 1:59 to play in the game. We will step out one more time with them on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night on WCCS and on Renda Digital TV, presented by the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club. 13-7, Colts are going to get the ball back when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, two great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
A lot of pressure, the long snapper, kick, snap is good, kick is away, fair catch called for, good punt by Krajosik with a lot of pressure on him. And Ty Dum called for the fair catch at about the 26 or 8 yard line.
30, 35, it's about 38 yards.
36 was the line of scrimmage, I think. 14, 24, 34. Let's see where they're going to put it down at the 26. About 38 yards, Ward?
Well, that's what I computed in my head. It's hard to count.
I was wondering what
Jerry's
the smell
amazing
was.
How he does that. Minute 52. Here's the game, Mark.
No timeouts for the Colts, and a timeout called by Homer Center. You know, I was talking to Don Mester, and he told me about number 78, Dawson Schutte, their nose guard.
Yeah.
And he has been strong. I watched video of Dawson last year against Aiden Bikina, who was the center at the time, and Aiden had his hands full. Quite frankly, Homer Center had a hard time containing him, and it's been the same thing tonight. They just haven't been able to block him and others, and that's freeing up the linebackers in the scheme they use. And the Wildcats have done virtually nothing in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. They have not done anything, and that hopefully that won't cost them. But
since 2009, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville has been there for you and your family with convenient access. Urgent is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. with seamless access to the main IRMC campus, IRMC in Indiana. Count on IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, Old Route 22 in Blairsville. Enough with the waiting game. Get in, get out, get better. A part of the IRMC family. Better health, better life. 13-7, we do a reset for you. Homer Center with the lead with 1:52 remaining. Northern Cambria starting at their own 26-yard line with no timeouts. Trips to the left. Empty backfield except for the quarterback, Bucher. Throws it out in the flat to Ty Dum. Dum tackled, not yet. They finally tackle him, and he goes out of bounds, I think. They had a chance to tackle him inbounds and keep the clock moving. Javon Jones tackled him, but it ends up with Ty Dum. Good effort. Stops the clock. Wildcats had every opportunity to tackle him inbounds.
I'm sure that's what they talked about, too. Get him inbounds.
A gain of 5 to the 31. Bucher, they almost moved early. Bucher going to throw deep downfield, and Peyton Myers can't reach it at the 40-yard line of Homer Center as he got behind Riley Clevenger, and it will be 3rd down and 5. No timeouts for the Colts. Wildcats back home next Friday, 6:15 airtime when Portage comes to Memorial Field. Two of the great old parks, if you will, to use a baseball term. Duffy Doherty Stadium here in the middle of a community, and Memorial Field in the borough of Homer City, where they've played since 1955. 3rd down and 5 for the Colts. They have one protector, and they don't give it to him. Bucher going to fire over the middle, has Delonsky at the 45 and a 1st down. On the tackle, Riley Clevenger. They'll stop the clock to move the chains and then restart it. They're trying to get everybody repositioned. Let's see if they clock it. No reason to now, and they do clock it. That's a break for Homer Center.
Yeah.
1:25 remaining in the game. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
You got plenty of time. It was a nice completion in traffic.
Bucher entering the game, I mentioned, high Completion percentage, 64%, 40 of 63. Any idea, Ward, where he is tonight?
Band is going to play after the game.
He's got.
He's thrown well over 20 times, right?
59 yards, yeah, in 24 attempts.
2nd and 10, Colts at their own 46, trailing 13-7. Booker takes the shotgun snap. Backside pressure coming, throws underneath, incomplete. Braden Dunn on the coverage of Delonsky, and it'll be 3rd down and 10.
This pass to his fingertips, incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Colts 4-0. Wildcats have dropped back-to-back games. They're 2-2. They desperately need to win to right their own ship, and Colts, they want to keep on rolling. Wildcats gave up a 51-yard touchdown pass on the game's final play last week to lose in a shootout 56-50. And now a timeout.
No, that was a flinch. The center.
Okay.
Moved, so that's a penalty, that's a procedure.
I saw Tony Arone, the defensive coordinator, or Greg Page across the way. The lights are very poor here.
Yeah.
It probably reflected on the video, too, at times. I thought they jumped out to call a timeout, but they were reacting to the flinch that you spotted. So they back it up to the 41. You have to be aware of that pass they like to throw out in the flat, Ward.
Yes, very much so.
They had a touchdown earlier on the lateral pass, I guess, and then the pass downfield, but it was thrown behind Myers. So you have to be aware of just about everything here. It's an empty set with trips to the right. Twins near side at the bottom of your screen if you're watching. Pressure up the middle, firing is Booker, taking it is Dumb. And now they're going to throw the beanbag, I think is what they wanted to throw because his knee was down. I think the official tossed the flag. There is no flag. So the clock should be moving. So it's 4th down and 8 to go. This could be the game if the Wildcats force a stop here. There's a movement off the edge. Here's Jones up the middle, firing for Scheretti, makes a quick move, fights for the lead chain, has a 1st down for Northern Cambria to the Wildcat 39-yard line. Wildcats maybe got away with an offside too as Jones jumped. Maybe not. Maybe it was just perfectly timed. No time for a replay because they restart the clock. 45 seconds remaining. Scheretti in the backfield as a protector. Delonsky, slot left. And here's Scheretti throwing downfield and incomplete. Stride for stride coverage. Will Jones intended for Ty Dumb. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped. 36 seconds to play.
It's just some very good pressure.
Javon Jones, Jim McLaughlin pointing out, has been providing good pressure off the edge. 2nd down and 10. Booker, good protection this time. Fires, almost intercepted by Riley Clevenger. And that would have sealed the deal for Homer Center, but instead it's 3rd and 10 at the Wildcat 44-yard line. 43-yard line, make it. 31 seconds remaining. Colts without a timeout. They started at their own 26-yard line after a good Michael Krajosik punt. Booker, the quarterback. There's movement. That's going to be a 5-yard mark off. Ward, we are not tracking penalties, but it has to be a dozen.
Easily, Mark. And, you know, I see the coaching numbers, coaching staff, they're jumping on every play. The Colts seem to be so anxious to make their plays. Even offense, defense, they just seem to be too anxious, and it's cost them big time tonight. But they still have a chance. 29 seconds.
Football back to the 48-yard line.
After last
49,
week,
I was going to say.
It's possible.
Up a 3rd down and 15 for Northern Cambria.
Started the clock.
24 seconds, clock started. And Booker looking, going to throw deep down the right sideline. It's a jump ball, incomplete at the Wildcat 15-yard line. Good coverage across the way. Will Jones on the coverage for the Homer Center Wildcats. We get a replay in the booth. Pretty good protection by the Northern Cambria front wall. And down the right sideline, intended for dump. So, Ward, this looks familiar. 12 seconds left. Final play. for Northern Cambria, perhaps.
Let's see what the umbrella's like now. We got 3 guys within, 10, 20 yards. 3 on 10 yards.
Colts need to at least pick up a first down and then clock it. Booker rolls to his left, all kind of time, throwing underneath, diving catch. It's going to be incomplete, and the Wildcats hold off Northern Cambria. They're going to hand the Colts their first loss of the season.
Possession's ready. Incomplete.
5 seconds remaining, and now there's a flag, and I think we're going to have unsportsmanlike maybe on the Colts bench. What a game here. Both of these teams playing so hard, but so many penalties on Northern Cambria. And at the end, they just couldn't overcome them. But credit to Homer Center's defense, Ward, they did not allow a point tonight.
No, not at all. They played, and they really had their backs to the wall in that first half. But you know what? Northern Cambria just shot themselves in the foot, Mark. Simple as that. These penalties, they were at bad times. They killed their drives. They kept Homer's drives alive.
Seconds left in the game.
You're going to lose the game when you do that, and that's what happened. They did a great job in bottling up Landon Hill. They did everything they had to do defensively, but they just could not keep from getting in their own way. 4 times they jumped off sides on snap counts.
So the penalty will advance the football. It's academic, but kind of appropriate for the Colts to end the game on a penalty because they sure committed their share.
36-yard line for its 1st and 10 for the Wildcats with 5 seconds left in the game.
So the Wildcats will take a knee and a big, deep breath at the same time. And Cole McAnally.
And that's going to be the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen, with the score.
Takes the knee.
Homer Center Wildcats 13.
And the Wildcats
7.
hand the Colts their first loss of the season by a final score of 13-7. Ward Hilliard will have reaction from Sam Schutte down on the field on the post-game show. We'll have Greg Page up in the booth. Our first Commonwealth post-game show right around the corner. We will come back with radio replays when we continue. Final score on a homecoming night at Duffy Doherty Stadium. Homer Center 13 and the Northern Cambria Colts 7. Post-game show next on the Renda Media Football Network.
We're going to play a show for you, so stick around to watch the band play. I'd like to wish
I liked the one with the stained glass ship in the front door. You liked the one with the 2-car garage. But then we found it, the one. It had a porch swing, a yard for our dog, a room for your office. Sure, it was 95 years old, but when we met with Amy at S&T Bank, she mentioned they had been around for over 115 years, and that made me feel better. Because even if we won't be here in 115 years, maybe our grandkids will be.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members can enjoy a game of pool, or how about shuffleboard? What's your favorite team, including the Wildcats and more? The Grayston Coral Sportsman's also has a shooting range and takes pride hosting kid-friendly events. And be sure to check out the nearby Twin Cities Event Hall for your next special occasion. Proud to sponsor the Wildcats, the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, located off Route 119 on Neal Road in Grayston.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
At IRMC, we
fought game. Penalty field on the Northern Cambria side, but the Wildcats jumped out to a 13-0 lead. Northern Cambria's only points on a fumble recovery in the second quarter made it 13-7, and there was no scoring in the second half, and the Colts made things difficult on the Wildcats offense, had a couple of opportunities themselves, but could not score. And the final score here tonight, 13-7. Wildcats break a 2-game losing streak, handing Northern Cambria their first loss. Wildcats 3-2 will host Portage next week. Northern Cambria on the road, up the road at Penn's Manor. They continue to roll tonight. We'll have the out-of-town scoreboard later on in our first Commonwealth Bank postgame show. Coming back with more. We'll have both coaches, radio replays, and more as we roll on. 13-7, Wildcats win it on the Renda Media Football Network.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
At Diamond Medical Supply, we're always on your team. No matter your sport, you can count on our support. With braces, bandages, BioFreeze, and so much more, all to keep you in the game. We're a winning care solution, no matter what you play. Diamond Medical Supply, keeping you healthy this season because we care about care.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Grayston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well from your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would also like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
And Wildcat victory over Northern Cambria. Cats are now 3-2, and the Colts fall to 4-1. Wanted to announce Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. The official Wildcat win party will be immediately following the game, and the game is over. So join the fun at the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, and we thank them for their outstanding support of Wildcat football. And Sam Schutte, the head coach of the Northern Cambria Colts, going to join Ward Hilliard down on the field. And Ward, we're going to send it down to you right now with the coach.
I got it, Mark, but their press has got him right now. So if you want to do some more wrapping up until he gets done with the press here, and then I'll get him on the air.
All right, let's go to radio replays then, and we'll come back with head coach Sam Schutte. Wildcats got things going in the first quarter. On their first possession, they didn't make anything happen, and then the defense, a 3-and-out, got a 35-yard punt from Northern Cambria. Homer Center took over at the 33-yard line. Landon Hill ran for 4 yards. Cole McAnulty, 2nd down and 6, decided to keep it himself.
And welcome to tonight's performance.
No, they don't. They fake it to Clevenger and Cole McAnulty into the secondary 50, 40. It's a foot race down the right sideline to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. He's going to take it the distance. 63 yards, Cole McAnulty. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And 3rd in as many weeks. And the Wildcats jump out in front 6-0. Cole McAnulty certainly coming to life, coming back off of that injury.
Michael Krajosik added the extra point. It was 7-0 at the 7:41 mark. Northern Cambria started at their own 42-yard line after a 31-yard kickoff return from Peyton Myers. They got a 36-yard pass to Myers to the Homer Center 13-yard line, but a procedure penalty on 4th and 1 ruined the drive for the Colts, and then Aiden Bakina sacked quarterback Owen Booker. Cats started after that sack at their own 20-yard line. They went on a 5-play, 80-yard drive, the biggest play, a 38-yard pass play from McAnulty to Michael Krajosik to the Northern Cambria 7-yard line. They were faced with a 2nd down and goal from the 1 when a sophomore got the call.
Wildcats, Cole McAnulty under center, turns, hands it off to Dunn. Dunn runs into a brick wall, but he keeps the legs moving and he powers his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Wildcats right now have stunned Northern Cambria. The undefeated Colts are down 13-0. Wildcats playing very good football. That long pass aside, and they lead 13-0 with 2:08 remaining.
Extra point from Krajosik was wide right. That was where we were at after 1, 13-0. In the second quarter, Wildcats started a drive at their own 18-yard line. Landon Hill back-to-back carries for 21 yards to the football carried to the Homer Center 39-yard line. 3rd and 4 offside penalty on the Colts took the football to midfield after a Northern Cambria timeout and a defensive play that lost a couple of yards for Homer Center. Homer Center was faced with a 3rd down and 11 when disaster struck.
Mason Bell, Landon Hill, the protector, and the snap over Cole McAnulty's head. He loses the ball, and it's picked up on a hop, and Xander Golonsky's going to take it the distance for a touchdown. And just like that, on a splash play defensively, the Colts are back in it, and it's 13-6. That's a killer for Homer Center because they have played, by and large, a solid first half. And the snap from center Joe Succiarelli. Let's watch it on our replay monitor in the booth here. Yeah, it was wide right and high. Cole went to jump on it, and he just slipped through his fingers, and it was picked up at about the 39-yard line. And Dolonsky takes it 39 yards to the house with
Trey Pershing's extra point made it 13-7. Northern Cambria drove into Homer Center territory before the end of the first half, but they stalled at Homer Center's 33-yard line. It was 13-7 at the half. Really only 2 possessions in the third quarter. Northern Cambria possessed the ball for a long period, over 6 minutes, but they stalled at the Homer Center 12-yard line, and the teams kind of duked it out. Northern Cambria committed multiple penalties that hurt their cause time and time again. Wildcats did get a big 38-yard punt and no return late in the game. Northern Cambria started at their own 26-yard line, but would only get to Homer Center's 49 after penalty, actually the 36-yard line, and they got no further, and the Wildcats were able to hold off the Colts and win this football game. A huge win for Homer Center over the Northern Cambria Colts. Going to come back with more. Sam Schutte, Greg Page up next when our first Commonwealth Bank postgame show continues after a 13-7 Wildcat victory, handing Northern Cambria their first loss. Homer Center now 3-2 as they get ready to host Portage next Friday night. Coming back with more after this on the WCCS Wildcat Football Network.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs.
The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Recently voted Best Landscaping Company in Indiana County, Johnston Nursery Landscaping has been serving the area since 2002 in all phases of landscaping. J&L's primary focus is year-round property maintenance, driveway seal coating, excavation, and wholesale and retail Christmas tree sales. Let J&L take away the hassle of fall leaf cleanup and also help with those fall landscaping projects. It's a great time of year to work on those beautiful home projects. Check them out on Facebook, Johnston Nursery Landscape.
Stadium lights are going out. The bleachers are empty.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
When your vehicle needs tended to, take it to Baroni's Auto Care. Baroni's Auto Care inspects, does minor repairs including brakes and exhausts, as well as oil changes and tune-ups. And if you're looking for tires, Baroni's Auto Care sells all brands. Baroni's Auto Care is currently accepting new customers. So when your vehicle needs inspected or repaired, take it to Baroni's Auto Care right off Route 56. Look for the sign in Brush Valley.
Looking for fun for the entire family? White Township Recreation is now the hub for all of your youth and adult recreation programming. Programming is now open online for registration. White Township Rec offers anything from art classes to gymnastics to bowling to boxing, fitness classes, and much, much more. For more information on public skating, including birthday parties and recreation programs, please visit whitetownshiprec.org. That's whitetownshiprec.org. See you at Public Skate, S&T Bank Arena.
Page. Back with you on our first Commonwealth Bank postgame show, a 13-7 Homer Center victory over the Northern Cambria Colts as Homer Center improves to 3-2, dropping the Colts to 4-1, being joined in the booth by Homer Center coach Greg Page first. Sam Schutte will follow. Coach, congratulations. You had to hang on, and you jumped out in this football game to a 13-0 lead, but a turnover, fumble recovery, and return for a touchdown flipped the script in the game, and then it was hang-on mode.
Yeah, their kid made a great play on the fumble and picking it up and taking it to the house, but our kids just gutted it out. Sam and I talked in the handshake line. It was just one hell of a football game. I mean, two teams just going at it, slugging away, and fortunately we got the early scores. We were able to hang on.
They made things difficult on you in the second half. I'll tell you what, their nose guard, is it Parker Schutte, I believe?
No, Dawson Schutte. Yeah.
He is a handful in the middle, isn't he?
He got stronger in the second half, and I was thinking maybe we would tire him out. That didn't happen, and he's a load, and I told our kids all week, I said, say it in your sleep, combo to the middle backer, combo to the middle backer, and he was the combo part, but most of the time he had a lot to do with with getting some pressure.
Well, let's talk about the start of this game. On your second possession, after a 4-yard gain, Cole McInaldi on the read option takes it 63 yards for a touchdown. Game's opening points. You got a stop then, a big sack from Aiden Bikina, and went on an 80-yard drive. And big play, a pass play from Cole to Michael Krajosik as the passing game shows signs of life the past couple of weeks, and you're out to a 13-0 lead at that point.
Yeah, and then they started putting Myers on Krajosic, which is a good move, but then they'd flip it back and forth. But Michael can still find a way to get open. Cole threw a beautiful ball, outside shoulder type thing, and fortunately we were able to punch it in. And like I said, they did jumble things up pretty much the whole second half, but I think we used enough clock, and then we were able to hold them, which was kind of heart attack mode for me. But, we did enough. We did what we had to do, and it was a really good feeling for our kids.
Yeah, you think about it. After last week, you allow 56 points, and the defense tosses a shutout tonight.
I know. I can't
figure that one out.
Can anybody explain high school football? Because if they can, after all these years I've been around it, I'd love to know what the secret is. It's like you just don't ever know. But, part of that, I think, motivates our kids from last week to do a little better. And we went against a really good football team. I mean, they have a lot of athletes, and I think the Booker kid just throws a nice, hard, short, intermediate pass. I mean, he doesn't miss by much. Fortunately, we got some pressure on him. We were able to withhold there.
Defensively, you made some changes. We noticed Braden Dunn out there defensively. We noticed Javon Jones, who we thought in the latter stages of the football game was bringing a lot of pressure. And maybe he didn't get to Booker as far as the sack goes, but he forced some early throws. I thought he had a pretty strong game for you. Talk about those two moves.
Yeah, well, it's hard. I mean, you got younger guys. Javon's a junior, but, you got younger guys. You got to give them time and to develop. Dunn's a kid that absolutely has to be on the field just because of his athleticism and the fact that he'll stick his nose in there. And Javon's a kid that we've been working on the outside at backer, but, to try to bring some pressure. He's an ideal kid. He's a hungry kid. And he was real aggressive tonight. He made a nice play on the sideline over here that they called a face mask on, which I think he got his hand up there. But it's the kind of play, it was a 5-yard variety, so that's okay. But those are the kind of things we need guys like that to do. But the rest of the defense, I mean, they deserve a lot of credit too. And then Tony and Joey, Eric and Donnie, I mean, just a good plan.
I wanted to mention a play. You played pretty clean game in the penalty department, but there was a seemingly unusual call against Homer Center on a 3rd down and long. It looked like they actually signaled a block in the back on the defense. I don't know if you remember it. The defense...
They called hands to the face.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Now, of course, you ask our kids, it never happened. But it did. They wouldn't call it if it didn't happen.
Coach, let me ask you this before I let you go. Back-to-back losses, a lot of preseason expectations, 2-2. I'm sure the players carrying that weight on their shoulders. What does this victory do as far as maybe righting the ship as you head to the second half of the season and improving? Not that maybe it was bad, but I would think the overall psyche there has to be such an incredibly different feeling.
Well, you look at the feeling and the joy in the kids' faces and the coaches and the support personnel, and I got to settle down a little bit, but it is hard. I mean, we're expected to win here. I take that on. We'll all take that on. I think it's great that people want that out of a program. But it was difficult, and I told him, I said, you got to block the other stuff out and just keep working. It's cliche, but this was a huge game, and I'm proud of our kids. But it's one game back. I mean, we got to continue to do it every week.
Portage is up next. I think that's homecoming next Friday night, right?
It is. We don't want them to spoil our homecoming, and it's always been a good prod program. I saw they were on the down end tonight, but they're going to come in hungry. They always do. They're well coached. They have a good system they believe in. It's going to be another dogfight.
Greg Page, congratulations on a much-needed and a big victory over Northern Cambria, 13-7 here at Duffy Daugherty Stadium. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you guys very much.
Head coach Greg Page of the Homer Center Wildcats, 13-7. Homer Center wins it. We're going to go to the other sideline. We're going to play musical chairs here. Sam Schutte will join us when the First Commonwealth Bank postgame show continues in 60 seconds from Duffy Daugherty Stadium. Wildcats 13, Colts 7. Coming back with more on the Renda Media Football Network.
There's no room to run it.
name is London, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right, London. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 5 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Thank you very much, Michael. Back with you in our booth, and we appreciate your patience, Coach Schutte of the Northern Cambria Colts, as we talk about this football game. This was a hard-fought, drag-it-out football game, wasn't it? I'm going to get this maybe just a little bit closer. Hard-fought loss for you guys, 13-7, and you certainly weren't without opportunities.
Absolutely. We knew what we were going to get ourselves into with Homer Center. I feel like every game we play with Homer Center, it comes down right to the end, and it's a battle back and forth. And, it comes down to, which team is going to sustain a drive or get that big play. Unfortunately, they were able to get their big plays right in the beginning. We had some big plays, but we weren't able to capitalize on them like they were, and I think that was a difference in the game. Like I said, like you said, actually, hard-fought game on both sides of the ball, and two good football teams going at it, and, you really can't be disappointed on either side here, I think.
One thing I'm sure you won't deny, if there was a holster in the gun, there's a lot of holes in the feet because you shot yourselves in the foot time and time again with the penalties.
Yep, absolutely. And that's something that, been plaguing us all season. We talk about it over and over again. We can't do this. We get against better teams. We get in tight games. We're behind. It's going to cost us, and it did cost us today. And, all we can do is accept it, move on, and learn from it and grow. And, I don't want to say, hey, I told you so on Monday when we're watching film, but I will. And, our kids need to learn that they have to control themselves. They have to, follow the rules and regulations of football. They're not better than anybody else, and if they make mistakes, they're going to get called on it. And it cost us tonight.
Boy, the offside penalties, I don't know, I forgot to ask Coach Page, but was it a hard count? Was he changing up the cadence? Speaking of Cole McAnulty,
it was a hard count, and it's tough. I talked to the reporter earlier. You're trying to stop a kid that it's a big, hard runner. He runs downhill. Your back's up against, it's a defensive struggle, and he is going with a hard count. He's moving his hands, and the guys are out there just trying to play him and make a stop. And it's tough to fault a kid for that the first time, but the second time and the third time and the fourth time, we got to have some self-control. And we talk about things we can control and things we can't control. And I talked to the team before I came up here about things that we can control, and those are some of the things that we need to change. We need to change, and I can't keep saying that over and over again. We just have to do it.
Your offense didn't score tonight despite those opportunities, but certainly Xander Dolonsky made a big splash play on the defensive side, scooping up a fumble and really flipped the script in this football game as far as the momentum. You could feel it, and then after that, you got deep into their territory again before the half. It looked like it would almost been, to be honest, undeserved lead at the half the way you were performing. But you finished the first half strong, and Xander certainly made a big play.
Absolutely, and our defense has been carrying us. So, a lot of people are talking about our offense, and it's complimentary that our offense is gaining a lot of attention within the conference and within the public and the community. But our defense is the real story of our team, I think. They've been playing lights out week in and week out, making turnovers lights in, week in and week out, and just giving our offense opportunities to make those plays.
Well, I asked you down on the field if big number 78 and the other two Shooties on the roster were sons, and they're all nephews. I'm sure Dawson, he's your nephew. What a player he is. He really, I thought, was dominating in the trenches. they really had nothing going on in the second half, and I think largely in part to him.
Yeah, we knew going into this game, and we've actually talked about this too, Dawson. The success of our defense this week was going to rely on him. Can he take up the double team and fight through those double teams? And he was able to do that tonight, and we were proud of how he played. And like I said, a lot of our success in the run, stopping their run game, was largely due to him and how he was able to absorb those blocks.
Yeah, it's really not about calling his name on tackles as much as it is him taking two men and then freeing up space for your linebackers.
Yeah, right? and he's fine with assuming that role. The guys behind him enjoy being behind him, and they give him credit, and he knows what he does is right. And he's just a team player, and that's what we have over there on that defensive side of the ball.
Your first loss of the season as you reached the midpoint. What did you say to your young men after the game?
Well, I told our guys this. When we were doing our workouts and things were hard in the off season, and we did this for a reason. The first thing I said is you got to embrace the grind, and you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And a football season is not a sprint; it's a marathon. And right now, we're halfway through our marathon, and we just got to continue on like it was any other week.
The marathon will take you to Penn's Manor. They won 40-0 tonight at West Shamokin. They're the real deal, and they're awfully good defensively, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're a good team. They have a lot of playmakers. They're fast, very, very team fast. We're not going to back down. We're going to, get a good game plan together this week, and hopefully we have a good week of practice and see what happens. It's Friday night. Anything happens on a Friday night, right?
We saw that tonight, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Sam, thanks for doing this, and we wish you the best of luck. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get reestablished online or not.
I think we are.
What's that, John?
I said I think we are.
He thinks we are, so just run this last break anyway, Michael. And I don't know if I will have to reconnect or not. I've lost connection to Clean Feed. So let me reconnect. I think we have time. Okay. Yep, I'm back on radio. All right, I got you back.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, two great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
You on our first Commonwealth Bank post-game show for a final time. Ward Hilliard strapped back in. He's still adding up all of his numbers. You sure appreciate Jerry Rossai on a night like tonight, don't you, WA?
Always did, too.
What about the stats? A 13-7 Wildcat victory. Not much going on for Homer Center in the second half, although on the defensive side they had a lot going on tonight.
Both ways. For Northern Cambria, Booker had 11 carries, 24 yards. Peranish had 9 carries, 21 yards. Dolansky had 3 carries for 7. Sharidi had 2 for 11. And Logan Dunn had 2 for 3. A total of 66 yards on 27 rushing attempts. So It was a pretty good defensive effort to stop the run.
Did you audit those?
On the everyone. And on the passing game, 18 of 30 for Owen Booker. He had 174 passing yards, so 174, 66, 240 for the game for Northern Cambria. Homer Center, not much better. 4 carries for Cole McAnally, 66 yards and a touchdown. 25 carries for Logan Hill, 77 yards for Logan. Braden Dunn had 8 carries. He had 10 yards. Homer had 39 rushing attempts, 153 rushing yards. McAnally was 5 of 7 through the air for 74 yards. Homer Center ended up with 153 on the ground, 74 through the air, 227. These are all, of course, very unofficial stats.
So you said McAnulty was 5 of 7, and he had 2 interceptions. So all 7 of his passes went.
No, I missed one there.
Well, close enough, Ward.
Yes, he had 2 interceptions. Yeah, that's what it was. 5 of 7. Yeah, I had 5 of 7. Yeah.
All 7 passes landed in.
Somebody had caught one or the other.
All right, good job. I know that's a difficult job. You're trying to do color commentary, too, and Jerry Rossai not with us tonight. We do want to thank Jim McLaughlin, our spotter in the booth, who did an outstanding job, and we're wishing Dennis Mester a speedy recovery from his illness, too. That's going to do it from Duffy Doherty Stadium, a hard-fought Homer Center victory. I will say this, one final thought for you, Ward. We cover Homer Center all season long. Of course, we have for many years. I think, given their situation with back-to-back losses, this was a huge win for this football program and the psyche of this football team. To drop it to 2-3 when you were the preseason favorite to win the conference, I think would have been pretty difficult to come back from.
Yeah, I think so too. I thought they could win this game. I said that as much on the coaches show last week. I think Homer could win, and they did. But I'll tell you, they had a lot of help from Northern Cambria, and I told Sam, Coach Schutte, that too. That you guys really played well. It's just you can't avoid those yellow flags, and that's a concern for him.
Yes, and they will go to Penn's Manor next Friday night, and Homer Center homecoming at Memorial Field will host the Portage Mustangs, who will be coming in with a little bit of a limp in their gallop because United Valley beat them tonight 21-14.
Good for the United Valley
good
team.
for Kevin Marabito for sure. Hey, we want to thank Michael Bertig, our studio engineer back at 9th and Philly in downtown Indiana, for his great work on the radio side. Jim McLaughlin, our spotter in the booth. Our producer on the video side underneath the steps and the cobwebs here at Duffy Doherty Stadium. John's.
See him
let me get out there. He has to give the Jerry Rossai wave.
It's a corner.
Boy, he does that pretty good. Not as good as Jerry, John, but we gave you some camera time as he's tucked away.
He's tucked, too. There's no way.
If there was a door, he'd be in the closet. And, hey, we want to say a big thank you to the Northern Cambria School District, their athletic director, for their cooperation facilitating our Ethernet cable and our hookup on the internet side here tonight. Without them, the fans that watched it, and we understand we had a huge viewing audience tonight, we wouldn't be able to do it without the help of the school. Thank you, Northern Cambria.
Yes.
Until we talk to you next Friday night from Memorial Field when Portage comes to town, we'll be on the air at 6:15 on Renda Digital TV and on WCCS AM and FM. Speaking for Ward Hilliard, Mark Bertig reminding you one final time. The final score, Homer Center improves to 3-2. They hand Northern Cambria Colts their first loss of the season. Our final score, Wildcats 13 and the Colts 7. Until we talk to you next week from Northern Cambria, so long, everybody.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
Luxembourg's Jewelers, a proud supporter of all the area athletes, would like to wish the best of luck to all the Heritage Conference schools and, of course, the Indiana Little Indians this season. With 2 convenient locations, Luxembourg's Jewelers is the winning choice for gifts of any occasion. Show your school pride with gifts ranging from beautifully logoed coffee mugs, keychains, money clips, water bottles, and more. From the Indiana Mall to downtown Indiana, Kip, Jeff, and the Luxembourg's team wishes everyone an MVP season. Luxembourg's Jewelers is Indiana's jeweler.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Greyston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
Hi, my name is London, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right, London. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 5 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
At Diamond Medical Supply, we're always on your team. No matter your sport, you can count on our support. With braces, bandages, biofreeze, and so much more, all to keep you in the game. We're a winning care solution, no matter what you play. Diamond Medical Supply, keeping you healthy this season because we care about care.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine.